The chaos reigns.
Yes. Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another edition, another stream, another live stream here on the Chaos Rain Show. I'm Chaos Rain here. Tonight. Oh, tonight. And I forgot to add the clips to follow me. I probably will do that in a second. But for those that will be listening or catching replay, welcome to the Chaos Rain Show. The links to follow me are the following. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Also, follow me on Rumble. The link to Rumble is CRain23 on Rumble. And what else? I was just taking a look at it right now. Join Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Oh, and if you're watching, please share this on your timeline and on your social media. If you can. If you can. I surely appreciate it. What else I'm picking? Did I forget anything? No, I think I got everything down pat. I don't know if I forget anything. Yeah, it's very interesting. Anyhow, I was looking for my social media. Today's stream is titled, and it might be changing a little bit, but we'll go with this. This is going to be one of future volumes that it kind of came and it hit me like a brink of the night, or on the brink of like a light bulb this bust out of my head. It is evident single women do keep other women single. Now, y'all might think this is cliche. This is some old saying, or this is something that's circling, something new for the last 3 years or 2 years, because KS, because he was more popular at the time because he had a bigger following, said it best that single women keep other women single. And it's funny. I have the tape right here about single women keep other women single. And as you know, DOD is in the house, And he writes, "It's single women's job to keep other women single." And I wonder, DOD, you know why that is, my good brother? And as y'all know, let me see, hit the like button. Likes are free, guys. Hit the like button. But it is their mission to keep you single, ladies. It's evident why this is a new phenomenon. And the really truly question a woman should ask, whether you're in a relationship, long-term, or even in a marriage, you should ask your questions: why would other women keep other women single? Now, is this just only all women, or is this only a certain demographic, racial type of woman that's keeping other women single? Should be a bigger question. And yes, the question should be asked: is your single friends some that are fat, some are even skinny? Are your single friends keeping you single, ladies? Are they really in the business of not seeing you happy and want you just as miserable as them? I mean, let's have this conversation. Let's really have this conversation. Because Chaos came to the conclusion that it is true. Other women are in the business of keeping you single. And you know me, I'm not a proponent of keeping people single. If I'm not in a relationship, then I'd be comfortable with it for now. But really truly, I don't see most men telling their homeboys to go back into the market and be a bachelor forever if they found a woman that they like or love or a woman they rock with. I could be wrong, but and I don't know if I'm wrong. Could I be wrong, DOD, that you find any men around your circle or men in general advocating, pushing, and trying to break up other men to be back in these streets and be back in these streets and be out here pumping and dumping the ladies? I mean, that's a question I'm asking the gentleman that's listening to the stream now. And let me see what DOD writes. It's because women hate to see other women happy. In a relationship, they'll do anything they can do to destroy a good relationship. Yes, indeed. And that is their only purpose right now, for most of the case, is to see broken households. To see women be just as miserable or even more miserable as them. Especially if they're in a really decent relationship that's really much healthy. That is very rare in our community. I mean, but what I know. Oh, my good friend, oh, I say Femi in the chat. I love Femi. Queen of Virtue, if you so kindly drop the links so people can follow me as I'm going through this stream. If you could do that, Queen, I would surely appreciate it. In fact, I'll do some better. Let me do this because I don't want to burden you too much. Let me find my links right now. And as I find links, please, guys, hit the like button. Likes are free. You know, hit the like button and share the stream. You know, one moment, please. All right, let me stop this. Let me go find Oh, I'm doing this is wrong with me. All right, I'm gonna find the links now, guys. I'm gonna find the links for y'all. Because I got sent to my good friend Chanel, Queen of Virtue. Okay, here's the links. All right, I'm gonna send it to you now. These links will help you, my good moderator. These links, if you could put into the by one, I would appreciate it. All right, let's move forward. As I'm going through your chats. I'm reading our chats right now. I see Femi right here. Yes, y'all do. Men do that all the time. I be hard fetched. That's all y'all do on YouTube. Keep men single. Okay. Yes, I have never been around brothers who push other black men to be single and leave a relationship. Yeah, I have not either. Now, for Femi said that she said it does happen, and from my experience and your experience, and any other man that will, if they come across this channel, which it is what it is, they will say otherwise. Femi, never. And Femi's here. And Femi writes, what woman tried to keep other women single? So if we see a man and we're supposed to not say anything? Wow. Femi, that's a very good question. If a woman see she in a relationship with another man and he ain't ish, they're not supposed to say something? Well, the question be asked, what is an ain't-ish man, Femi? I wonder if you could answer that question. What is an ain't-ish man, Femi? That would be a more better question. All right. And like I said, Queen Virtue writes, welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, hit like. All right. And Femi writes, so men don't do this. What world are y'all living in? And y'all world, men are perfect. Kevin Samuels had plenty of men break up with their women. I mean, it takes a lot for a man to break up a relationship if they were in a long-term relationship and even go as far as marriage, female. But overall, by default, it takes a lot. A man is not going to sit there and just break up anything unless he has to. And trust me, there are too many men, Western men, deal with enough headaches and some form of abuse in their own relationships with their significant other, and they just take it. They chalk it up because a lot of them, to me, have no self-esteem. And you know it, true to be female, you see some dudes that sit there deal with a woman that straight up just don't really like him and really is not really into her man and not doing her part. So unfortunately, dudes are well-known customers to deal with a lot of crap in these relationships and stay with, because in their mind, if they walk off, they're gonna be more labeled quote unquote the bad guy. And trust me, last thing a man want to do is be a bad guy. To be brutally honest. All right. So and make sure as y'all guys come in, like the stream, because at times I'm not gonna refresh the page, see what we doing on likes. As people walk in, they should like it anyway because it helps. It's more better for the algorithm. Because if you're staying and watching the video for more than 5 minutes, it's helpful, but it's more helpful when you come in and like the video. Because if you don't stay and watch, it's gonna be a problem. All right. I'm gonna do with one short article. And I'm only gonna look at one article. Because I'm not gonna take this as a reading moment. Where is it? If I can find it. And the reason why I'm saying this, because really truly this is somewhat problem. And maybe I look at 2 articles, because there's like 2 articles now on this. Let me refresh. Yeah, there's 2 articles on the video. So let's see where to start off first, and then we're gonna go straight to the video. There's one from KTL LA Yahoo. So we're gonna start with Fox News. Good old Fox News. We're gonna start with that. Yes. Oh yes, we are. This is yesterday. So let me see if they'll allow me to read this article. I guess not. Well, it's not worth me reading. Next article. NBC News. Let's check if this one makes more sense. Oh yeah, this one's better. I like this one. Oh yes. All right, we're gonna look at this one quickly. So let's look at this article and then we'll get to the tape. And peace, Azure Saint. How you doing? And let me see. Let me remove some things because I got too much things in the studio. All right, I'm not gonna stay long. I'm gonna go through one or two articles. I'm gonna skim through it for those that's here, just for the sake. That's gonna add on to this whole interview. I'm gonna actually play the video and see how it goes. And if everything goes well, I will continue the video. If not, I'll run the audio. So let's look at this here. Hold on. Let's look at this link here. Simone Biles' husband unbothered by backlash from interview where he said he was the catch in their marriage. And it shows here. And let me position myself better so I'm not doing this. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this instead. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, and guys, make sure to support the channel. Hit the link, Cash App or Super Chat. That will go a long way. And let me see. Go back up. I'm gonna leave this up here so we can see. And as I scroll down, you'll be able to see what I'm reading. All right. Let's go down. And to be honest with y'all, Simone Biles is not a bad woman. I know a lot of people say she is a 6, maybe adjustable 6 with makeup. When I look at this woman, she's not a fat woman. She is athletic. She is petite, muscular, and she has a very cute face. She's a cute woman. And she's natural. Now, for all you black women, from the last few years with your abuse. Yes, I'm going there today. Your abuse. You're ranking and saying some harsh words about what she does with her hair when she was in the Olympics. You think Chaos Reign forgot about that? You're sadly mistaken. Majority or the women that were in the comment section saying all ish about Simone's hair was very disgusting. Very disgusting. And let's keep it real. I was very displeased to come to the fact that you talk bad about her, including her hair, and now you're so much in concern of what she does with her, not only her body, but what she does in regards to her mate selection. In regards to Jonathan Owens, and we got to call her Simone Owens because that her last name is now the same as his. I'm mad that this man said that he's the catch and the prize, and you're getting all your feelings. Very disturbing, disgusting. But anyway, let's keep going. Green Bay Packers safety Jonathan Owens said he is unbothered following outline criticism for saying he was the catch. In his marriage to Simone Biles, which should be referred to Simone Owens, I'm not sure why they still refers her by her other name, that's another story, and that he did not know who she was before they started dating. Owens, 28, seemingly responded to the backlash Thursday, shared photographs of the couple at their second wedding in Mexico in May. Unbothered, he wrote in captions, "Just know we lock in over here." That means it says seriously lock. Oh, thank you, Mr. Deep 1985. I appreciate that. Oh, and let me do this. I might as well do this. Before I continue, let me knock this out the way. I gotta do this. And as you know, my wonderful moderator is doing her thing, so please show some love for the moderator. Support the channel. All right. Okay. And I'm gonna go for y'all chats in a second. All right, let's continue. Let's continue on. And I might have to pin that up. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check. Damn it. All right, I'll pin it in a second. All right. For life, responds Bliss or Mrs. Owens, the most decorated gymnast in history, who was recently named the Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year for the third time. The backlash theme from December 19 interview Owens gave on the Pivot podcast when co-host Channing Crowder asked him, "How in the heck did you pull Simone Biles?" Look at this. They're locked in. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, DOD, if you could put this in your timeline, I would sure appreciate it, brother. You don't have to, but I will sure like it if you could. All right. I like this picture. And this is their Instagram. It is really how she pulled me, Owen responded. He then recounted how he matched with Bliss on the dating app. Ran in 2020, Owens told the host that he didn't know who she was at the time and that he didn't really pay attention to gymnasts. And see, that's a real understatement. I know they're a cute couple, ain't it? Queen of Virtue, they're cute. It's like this. This man is a football athlete. Most athletes, by default, don't know other athletes if they do different genres. Unless you go to college, you might be familiar, maybe. But most people that are playing football mostly focus on basketball. They don't focus on gymnasts. They don't focus on volleyball. They don't focus on tennis or any other things. Maybe girls basketball, maybe, or other, but all other sports or other athletic events. Most people that's athletes don't really pay attention to athletes on the average default. But that's how I look at it. Okay. I had some likes on my Instagram. I'm like, okay, so I see what's up. So I still waiting. And then I come back to my phone and she messaged me on the app. He said, I didn't know who she was at the time. But the first thing that I saw was she just had a bunch of Instagram followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good. Owens, who played for the Texans at the time, went on to say that after a few days of texting back and forth, the pair hung out. She came through down to Houston. He said nothing that they could do much because of, the thing. She lives in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to meet. So remember, she took a trip for the D. Took a trip. Does that remind y'all of a particular YouTuber that took a flight from Cali to North Carolina? DOD, you know what I'm talking about. And who said that women don't travel for what they really want? And we all know some of them want the D, the phallus, yes, but some of them want something more. Simone says she don't care. She'll drive. She'll fly for that man. Let's continue. When the co-host Ryan Clark asked Owens if he was really the catch, the NFL safety respond, I always say the men are the catch. Let's go back and see that again. I always say the men are the catch. That is not a Kevin Samuels quote. That is what Jonathan quote himself. And you see the Queen putting the dollar sign, Chaos 8 Rain, or Super Chat, wherever it is. All supports are appreciated and needed here on the Chaos Rain Show, as always. I might look at get some other equipment, maybe. Depending on how much donations I get across this channel. Yeah. Well, let's keep going. Owens host, he was afraid to comment to Bliss at first, but quickly changed. The Olympic gold medalist who accompanied Owens laughed as husband recounted their romance, but many people on social media seemed bothered by his remarks, often referred to him as Simone Bliss' husband. In post criticism, the NFL athlete on Saturday, Mr. Blitz, began trending on X, which is Twitter, for those that don't know what that is. We don't need to go any further, DOD. I love how we as a collective unite decided to cyber jump Simone Blitz's husband. One user wrote on X, Mr. Blitz needs to learn to not speak such nonsense. I don't know what nonsense they're talking about. I wish I'd go to their Twitter if it's still there, which I doubt it. I'm just saying. But let's say if they got the Twitter, I will look at it if I need to. You're married to Simone Blitz, which is now considered Simone Owens, the most decorated gymnast in history. But you think you're the catch, another wrote. Would you have believed Serena's husband if he said he didn't know who she was when they started dating? One user wrote, reference to Serena Williams, that's how ignoramus this lie is. We don't believe you, Mr. Blitz. And let's be honest. Let's say we'll take your word that he might be lying. Okay, let's go there. If it's a lie, why are women that are single And we can say, as far as some of them are married, why are you concerned about his comment on his views of how they met? If that was the case, was it to you, chick? Because last time I checked, a lot of women out here are single by choice, lonely by choice, ignorant by choice, and pretty much downright mean, are very much invested on what other people are engaged in other relationships, especially when it comes to black folks. Matter of fact, if let's say Serena Williams' husband said he was surprised, I don't think most of you ladies that are black will have nothing against that. Why? Because Mr. Charlie, your zaddy, is the prize. If he says the prize, you're gonna sit your butt down, shut the up, and enjoy. You will see silence. Need I say more? Let's continue. Simone Bliss is the supreme catch every day and all day. Another wrote on X, I have complete respect and admiration for her. Mr. Blitz needs to learn some humility. Blitz seems defending her husband on Thursday. She shared an Instagram photo of the couple at their wedding, writing the captions mood. And let me see if there's anything else. Okay, I think that's it. Let's stop sharing that. Some dumb commercial. All right. Let's look at, and let me see. I'm gonna pull one more article and then we're gonna look at this video. And let me see what this one is. I'm just looking at it first before I pull it up, guys. Yeah, this one looks fine. I just gotta get rid of the stupid commercials, but you know how Google is. This one, 24. All right, so look at this one. Let's take a look at this bad boy right here. Make sure you guys like the stream. And as you like the stream, you'll notice the Queen of Virtue will post the links to follow me, the social media links. So they're all there. Okay. Okay. All right. Next article by Hollywood Report. And I was pulling some articles, guys, so don't take it too seriously. It says here, podcast host addressed backlash against Jonathan Owens after Simone Blitz comment, and people made it something negative. The Pivot host Ryan Clark shared a video in which he called out people who are shaming or slamming the football player for his jokes about him being a catch for the Olympic gymnasts. And see another wonderful picture of the two. You know, as you know, Simone is 4'9", the guy is 6'2". I think that's how tall he is. She a tiny. She's like a little midget, a little bit, but you know, cute little shorty. You know, fun size woman. You know, a lot of dudes can't complain about that. I heard about some dudes complain about some women too small, and they can't see themselves in a relationship with a woman too small. The only thing you should be concerned is the woman looks like she looks healthy, looks cute enough, and looks like she is actually a mature adult woman. In regards to height, if you're over 6 feet, you as man on the average, you're not gonna deal with a woman that's the same height as you or bigger. Let's keep it real. And trust me, there are very few women that are tall that look attractive. I'm sorry, some are, not all of them are tall and attractive. Very rarely see some woman that's over 5'11" and even go as far as over 6 feet attractive. Maybe some of the basketball women, maybe, but overall, no, you just don't see it. Yeah, very dark and lovely, you know. And you know, it's funny thing, DOD, a lot of them complain about the selections that black women have and what they demand and what they qualify. I say you just qualify for a regular Joe, him being productive, you being productive, and you start life. All this other extra nonsense, waste of time. Tell me you want a high figure man, go sit your butt down. You don't qualify for that. Kevin been telling them this for 2 years. All right. Ryan Clark has heard the disclosure about what Jonathan Owens said about his wife, Simone Bliss, on an episode on his show, and he is not here for it. In a video pod posted on social media, Clark recanted the conversation he had with the football safety. Nothing that he was telling the story of how he met Bliss or Bias. With so much love in his eyes, and now his joke about being the catch for the gymnast is being blown out of proportion. And it should be blown out of proportion because I'm gonna tell you this, Mr. Clark. Ryan Clark, to be honest. Black women have an ego issue. They have a self-esteem issue. Anything you as black men say in regards you're big yourself and saying little about her is a problem. And let's be honest, they talk little and belittle you all day, every day, like it's nothing and you must eat it. But when you're being brutally honest, it becomes a big issue. Don't worry, the stream will get better. It'll get better. Be patient. Come look at both ends, and it comes with the territory. All right. What else I'm gonna try to look at here? Okay. He met Bliss. Okay. Every time they look at one another, you could tell how beautiful their meet was to them. He said, but every woman or everyone has now twisted that and taken that and made it something negative. But what people haven't done is watch the entire show. And I'm gonna do the people a favor, and I'm gonna go through it in a little bit to see what really was said. He explains that Owens talked about how Bias changed his life and how as soon as they met, it was history. They were immediately connected. So what has happened is people sitting in their homes, whether married or unmarried, which, let's be clear, most of them are majority of them are unmarried. I'm gonna highlight that. Y'all see the highlight? Majority of them unmarried. I'm sorry. Yeah. Are now worried about this man and his relationship with Clark continues instead of being happy for two people who are excited to be together. The two people who support one another wholeheartedly. Instead of listening to the full story, he point out that people are picking apart one clip of it and ask if Bias and Owens are happy together. Why does anyone care about the joke the Green Bay Packers player made on a podcast? This is the couple that is following their own way, and they found their way to one another in a very unique fashion. He concluded, and just because you feel like he should be worshiping the gymnast, Simone Bias, doesn't mean that you can't respect that he's in love with the woman Simone Bias. Clark comes after Owens was received backlash for making a joke about how he didn't pull Bias, but rather she pulled him on an episode of the Pivot podcast. What's good, prime time? He explains he didn't know who she was when she won the Olympic because he was in college at the time and didn't have NBC to watch the competition. Not to mention, he was in football training this summer. He went on to share that Bias or Blitz, I'm not sure if I said her name right, I will call Mrs. Owens, reached out to him first on a dating app, and they began texting shortly after before meeting up in person. He admitted he was afraid to commit at first because of where he was in his life and thinking things were still pretty early on, which, it is for a lot of men that's under the age of 30. And even over the age 30, you gotta make a decision what you want out of life. You know, you should not wait too long. I'm just saying. But you know, it happens when you least expect it. He said on the podcast, when we hung out, we just hit it off instantly. Yeah, that's it. That is it for this article. We're not gonna look at no more articles. Cause going through each article, are you gonna hear some dumb response from people and their attacks between their relationship? So, like I said, I got a few people watching live. Make sure you hit the like button, share the stream. I'm gonna open this up. Let me refresh, see how many likes I have right now. Okay, good. We're doing good on likes. So now, and I forgot. Damn it, I forgot. Ooh, thank you, Queen of Virtue. Become a channel member of the Chaos Rain Show. Pick your tier, first tier, second tier, doesn't matter. I have an exclusive live stream that's on right now on one of my tiers. So become a member to watch the full stream of that. As you know, I did a quick upload of a snippet. It's very lengthy, and there are more raw versions of that video of the live stream to let y'all know. So become a member to watch the full live stream of that. Let me look at the comment section. Before I run this tape, let me look at the comment section. And I'm looking at, okay. And I'm looking at here now. And it says that she's a 10 to him. Okay, yep, she's 10 to him. And like I said, I see some. And yeah, Theme wrote some very unusual things in the chat. I'm not going to read her comments right now. All right. I'm going to scroll for. All right. Great couple. Black love. Follow my Twitter. Yep. I post that. Good evening by Irvin Reed. I see JJ here. And you're and right here, Queen Virtual, you ever notice that gymnasts are always petite? I don't think I ever seen a tall gymnast. I don't think I'm not sure what's the average height for a gymnast, Queen of Virtue. I think maybe the average height might be 5'7". Maybe I'm just guessing. Yeah, around that. And I don't know how people act like it's not possible for him to not know who she is. Yeah. I don't know who she was until 2021 Olympics. Yeah. We don't watch 2016 Olympics. And like fashion, they're always on them about what they eat. Yes, you have to be very peculiar of your diet because you're going to be doing athletic things. Very much rigor intense training. You can't have a poor diet. Yeah, Gabby Douglas is only 5'2", and she is considered a tall for a gymnast. Wow. Didn't know that. Okay. I think that it has to do with the fact that she once in a lifetime athlete. Most guys at least remember a champion is the argument. Indeed. People also have to realize when the Olympics is happening, college and pro football are doing 2 a day. No time to watch much TV. All right. So no further ado, guys, it's time to run this tape. You're going to see unusual visuals for reason B. I did this person because this is from their podcast. And I'm only tailing the video so you see some form of motion or visuals. It's going to look odd, but trust me, just listen to the conversation besides what you see visually for the sake of this stream. If you can, I will surely love it. Anyhow, let us begin. And I can't always forget, put the fair use. All right, let us begin.
Vertical, right? That runs a 4-3 for St. I want to get to it. Explain to me how a dude with a 43-inch vertical, right, that runs a 4-3 for St. Louis ends up at Missouri Western.
Man, honestly, I was a late bloomer athletically. High school, I was a good player on the team, but I wasn't like totally sure of myself yet. I had long arms, like my hands was always big, but I was just kind of awkward, just limbs flopping all over the place. I honestly feel like I didn't mature athletically until like my senior year of college. That was when everything just kind of.
Now, what you're listening right now, guys, I'm going to go through as much as possible to see this as entirely. Because like most people that do these podcasts, a lot of people only watch it and take snippets of the more crucial parts or crucial portions of the stream, instead of taking the whole and watching the whole entire video in its whole context. And to be honest with y'all, every person could have watched the whole live stream or the whole video. The video itself is roughly 54 minutes long. If you as a person, right, you're a content creator or you're just a social media advocate or you're a person that's shifting through the net, if you cannot absorb and consume roughly an hour of content from your own point of view to make your own conclusions, by default, you got bigger issues. You got bigger problems. And right here, I Googled the average height for a female gymnast is 5'1". So yeah, that's pretty much on point. And Simone was 4'9". They're not supposed to be that tall. Let that sink in. Let's keep listening. Fair use.
Like worked out for me at the right time, you know. But honestly, I was just trying to get a scholarship, man, because I knew my mom wasn't gonna be able to afford college. So they gave me a full scholarship, and I had Pell Grant, so I was able to get a little refund check, you know. Yeah. So that was all I needed at the time, you know. So that's how that happened.
Being awkward, was that how you had a ACL that was torn for months and didn't know?
Honestly, I think it was because I wore ankle weights in high school for like a whole year, and that was how I started being able to jump. But they say ankle weights, they pull on your ligaments, so I tore my ACL my senior year of high school, and that was really what started it.
Wasn't your ACL hurt longer though than you knew?
Yeah, it happened like football season, but I played the whole season, and then I started playing basketball, and then I actually ran track, and I won the long jump in the meet, jumping off my leg. That was my ACL that was torn, so it swelled up after the meet, so that's why I knew something was wrong, but I just went to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, man, you have a completely torn ACL. So, and I was just dumbfounded. That was my first like injury I've really ever had. So, and I'm already committed to my school at this time. This was January when I found out. So, well, not January, March. I already committed to my school at the time. So it's like, man, what do I had to call my coach and tell them, you know, and they seen me in their plans though, man. So they just told me I was gonna red shirt and just rehab and get stronger, you know. So
all us as kids said we're gonna play in the league. Then, like you're saying, you get hurt, then you go to Missouri Western. Be honest, bro, I don't even know what the hell that is or that mascot is.
Missouri?
Griffin, man.
It's in, Griffin, Missouri. Where is that?
In Missouri?
we right outside of Kansas City. So fun fact, the Chiefs, they do training camp at my school. So I used to clean their rooms so I could stay up at campus for free over the summer because they didn't pay for us to be up there. So I worked like on campus, like campus housing. I used to clean their rooms when they were at practice. Like that was awesome for us because
I see Indigo Flow in the building. What good? Indigo. Refund checks in college were clutch. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Did not know that. Didn't know that. He's gone through what he has gone through. And Indigo Flow. I'm gonna let Indigo Flow rock in the chat room, you know, everybody else. You know. All right, let's keep listening.
You know, this is NFL player, you know, this is where we want to be. So, like, I think a big name was D'Anthony Thomas at the time. Like, man, he had all these shoes. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine, you know, myself being there. Or, you know, fast forward, I played the Chiefs and, you know, people from my school staff was with the Chiefs now. And it's just, you know, full circle moment. So
what's that like weeks ago on the field with the Patrick Mahomes and all of these guys who a young Jonathan would be cleaning their lockers and now having progressed, having matured, having, bottom line, man, I'm an undrafted free agent as well, having to work and put yourself in that position. You ever reflect on those moments, though? On those moments of cleaning just to be there, just to have housing, and now having an opportunity to play against people in those same jerseys?
I journal a lot just to write down things that happen just so I don't forget them, so the memories stay vivid. But honestly, now I just feel like I belong there. We all have the same helmet on now. I've made plays in the league, so that's it just builds your confidence. But that's all I can say, man. It feels like I'm supposed to be out there. I have friends that I played with in college, man, that watch the games now, and it's just like you get that validation, like, man, you look good out there, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you don't think about it, man. You just out there playing fast, like, you just see a number. It don't matter, the name. I'm just, whatever my job is, man, gotta go execute it.
Through that path, did you ever question yourself? Did you ever?
Now, Prime, you wrote some very good in the chat room. He worked his way up. I'm trying to understand from a lot of black women that was complaining about this dude as Dusty and stuff. How is this man Dusty and this man grind to put himself in a position where he is now in the league? I'm confused. Can anybody explain this? I don't think Jonathan took any shortcuts in his rise to becoming a professional football player. Have y'all? He worked himself up to the possible rankings to be in position to be, playing in the league. Because you got to understand, in the NFL is very much a competitive sport. This is probably like one of many sports, since we go in there, where there's not really a guaranteed contract, where once you fulfill your obligations and you get signed, that you going to get this money until your contract's up or they trade you in or buy you out. This is the only profession where you have to play and perform. If you do not perform at a certain rate, or competing at a certain rate, you can easily get dropped from any team at a given notice. This is the only sport that there is no guaranteed safety net if you're playing football in the NFL. This is a sport where you have to really show and prove every day, all day, every day, night in, night out. Anytime you start slipping and your numbers drop, that will be the end for you. You get cut just like this, which is really a highly competitive field. So they can miss me with that bull stuff. All right, DOD writes, black women have no appreciation for hard work. No, DOD, and they never going to have appreciation because in their mind, unless you are like rich and you're guaranteed safety, they going to give you hell on your way to the promise. Feel me? All right, let's keep going. Face.
Ever have any kind of doubt that you was gonna be where you?
$, Chaos 8 Rain or Super Chat will be appreciated. Yeah. Ooh. Hello, Melon Vessel. How you doing? I guess you have a plot or gripes with DOD. So you now have become an anti-BW to be DOD. Damn. I know DOD was anti-black women. This is some new information. Interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah, hey. Thank you. All right. Let's keep going.
To be honest with you, like I played 13 and you feel that every step of the way. Like the moment
Honestly, don't get into no long shit, bro. I gotta ask you, man. God damn, y'all boys scared. Bro, as us pretty red dimes as we are, how in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? And I love this football
Here we go.
Talk, bro. I gotta get to him. I'm over here rubbing my knees trying to answer this question.
Hey, Chad, I wanted to tell him, he's talking about being looked over. Now, when the right people look at you.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question,
Oh,
man.
Lord Jesus. Now you with Freddie. Now it's back. now
But
you
listen,
with
I'm gonna tell you, organic story, man. So I'm about I just got to Houston. I probably have been to Houston 7 months. I was single at the time, you know, so I'm just living, being me and myself. And COVID had just hit, but I had just went to Arizona, and one of my boys are like, "Hey man, you gotta check out this app, you know?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'll check it out." Like, what is it? It was called Raya at the time. So basically, it's like a dating app, but you know, you have to go through certain like.
Has anybody heard of this dating app called Raya? If anybody know what it is, DOD, if you know what it is, if you could send me a link in the chat room, I would appreciate it. I'm going to have to look at this or look it up. It sounds like an interesting app, Raya. Yeah, something to look at. Anyway, let's keep listening in.
Criteria to make sure that you're who you are. So literally have been on the app for a couple of days, man, and it's like she pops up and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, you know, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back and I get like, I had some likes on my Instagram, you know, and I'm like, oh, this might be it. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, you know, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, this gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August, so I'm not paying attention to, you know, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like, you know.
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened, everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you're saying.
Cause I was fighting it.
So in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying.
At the time, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like,
You know, I feel the brother. I really do. One of the few things that we lack as men, young and older men, is a sense being committed to that special woman. You know, I'll go in for not committing, but really be upfront, honest. Say, yeah, you're my girl, you're my woman. But as you know, a man with certain status, higher economic status, should be really upfront and tell a woman, say, you're my main chick, you're my main girl, but I'm gonna have some other women on the side. You know, it is what it is. You still want to be down? I think men should come to the grips to being that, you know. And they should come to grips to really be honest with themselves. Personally. They should be honest. Commitment is not too hard, but like I said, if you're a man and you are that, let's be honest, that nig, like I said, you know, your options are as available as he wants to keep it. And I always agree with the Al Roger Mo one approach. It's much safer now. But, you know, most dudes nowadays, they're afraid to really tell them what their real intentions are, you know. Even the commitment part, I mean, you're committing, but you got to let her know, so you're going to be, the other one going to really want that. So, you know, you got to be upfront, honest, and be comfortable with yourself. I think with Jonathan, because I'm not sure his relationship background in the past, but, you know, if commitment it was the only giver, I mean, just be real with her, you know. I mean, think about it. She's more into you than you are into her. Or, you know, or you're both into each other. And then, you know, you got to be honest with your future woman, you know, as a man. And I think he's afraid of, you know, really being all the way in. But obviously, you know, like I said, you know, you eventually got to come to grips and mature and say, all right, screw it, I'm gonna do it. You know. Anyway, let's keep listening.
Man, this is my third year. You know, I'm trying to I'm like, it's kind of early. But you know, like I said, man, it happened when you least expect it. And we hung out, man. It was like we hit it off instantly. You know, we just laughed the whole night. Man, play look, go ahead.
I really want to talk about football. Did you tell her you didn't know who she was?
Actually, my question to her was like, who's your competition? I didn't know nothing about gymnastics, so I'm just asking her.
Nobody.
Yeah, and that's what she's like. She told me like myself. That's the most vivid memory I have of that. She was like myself. I'm like, nah, for real. Like who do you compete with? She's like, you know, myself. It's because most of the time it comes down to if I mess up or not. And I'm like, and the moment where I knew she was the real deal, we were going to. I think she had a gym invitational.
No, it was milk and cookies.
I was
Milk and cookies before that.
Yo, went to get
milk and cookies and
Cookie spot in Houston, the #1 rated cookie spot.
#1 rated cookie spot, and it was so many. I think it was like a Sunday we went. It was all these moms, and you know they're there with their kids, and we walked past, and everybody stopped and just. Kids are like shaking, and it was like, oh my God, and I'm like.
You thought it's because you thought you were fine, huh?
Man, nah. This was funny. They asking me, they like, here, can you take this picture? And I'm like.
So, Jay, what you're doing right now is confirming that she is actually the best in the world at flipping the script.
Oh, she flipped the
She
script.
shot her shot at you.
She did though. Because if she wouldn't have messaged me, chances are, like I probably wouldn't have. I probably would just, mine would have went somewhere else and wouldn't have thought to, you know, but she messaged me, and I mean, like I said, the rest is history, man.
Honestly, in truth, Simone Biles is lucky.
For what?
Because she took a chance. She lucky.
And to let y'all know, out of people that don't really, if we want to go there, hate rejection, I believe wholeheartedly, men get rejected on a daily basis. It's become second nature for a man to get rejected. The person that really can't really handle rejection, and I'm going to have to go there, is women. Especially to men that they are attracted to and he rejects them. It is a big blow, a serious blow. And trust me, it is. Because let's be fair, honest. Women Army Cap said that they rarely get rejected, and if they get rejected, it's rare or they handle it. But let's be honest, most majority modern women, Western women, don't really handle rejection well. To the dudes that they are actually attracted to. Now, if a dude that unattracted to, a rejection won't be enough for them. They'll probably cuss you out and keep pushing, but the ones that they really attracted to, shit, hurts their soul. I'm telling you right now, it hurts their soul. So for Simone to shoot her shot, the possibility she could have been rejected by Jonathan. But let's think about this. You know, very rare some dudes get their shot being shoot by other women. If you're not that dude. But since she is that woman that's not afraid of anything, which it clearly shows because she went out and shoot and went after him, she is a straight shooter. And let's be honest, most Olympic athletes that do gymnastics stuff, they're risk takers. Do y'all know that? Yes. They are the, I would say, second to what sport? I'm trying to remember. I would say certain dangerous sports like snowboarding or, you know, them things that you jump from high buildings. Gymnasts are even more up there in risk taking because they do dangerous stunts. Like literally, one time they said Simone was going to do a dangerous flip off, you know, when she's doing like her move and she going to do like a triple or quadruple flip. And they said doing that is very dangerous. And they took points off in certain Olympics for at the time when if she attempted to do dangerous stunts like that, they will do so. Because when you're an athlete, a gymnast, you're known to take serious risks where you could inflict bodily harms with your body if you fall awkward. So let that sink in. Let that sink. Well, I would say it's Femi. That's very interesting, Femi. Let me look at this. I'm gonna read this. How are you talking from a woman's perspective, telling us it hurts our soul? We're grown adult women. We understand life comes with rejection. Man will beat a girl up for rejecting him. Well, I would say this, Femi. Anytime a man resorts to physical harming, if you reject him or said man, that man is an emotional man. He's been groomed to be emotional. That's why a man will take his hand and ball his fist and bust you up aside your head, because he's already groomed to be an emotional man. Actual men that are not too emotional or overly emotional will not resort to physical violence. I'm sorry, Femi. So I have to recant that and have to shut you down. That if a man takes his hand and punches you in the face for whatever reason, because you reject him, you could tell right there he has been groomed to be a female. He's been emotionalized. He's been emotionalized like a chick. He has too many feminine tendencies or feminine ways because he's been raised by a beep. Let us continue on. Fair use, fair use.
Because she wouldn't have all that. Jonathan said she wouldn't have all that.
Hey, now.
Because he ain't had time.
Jonathan,
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
All right.
We matched. I was just the first to message. As soon as I clicked, ooh, I like him, it matched. So he had already liked my profile, which that means
She
I was
always
just the first.
say we match
No,
first.
baby, we matched, but I was the first to message.
Yeah, you
I was
messaged me.
scared.
She messaged. She wasn't scared. She wasn't scared. I
See,
give her that.
I know what I like and I know what I want.
Y'all are young
Period.
newlyweds. Don't let people bring that shit in y'all house.
trying
Don't let this man do that. Don't do that.
I'm not trying to bring them shit nowhere, Freddie. This man's a hell of a safety.
She's
He
only
will
the best on
never
the
be
planet.
as good as a safety as this little motherfucker is as a gymnast. You agree, bro?
You know what? He might, because the other day I said, you know what? In a couple years, nobody is gonna call him Simone Biles' husband. They'll call me Jonathan Owens' wife.
Speaking of, I don't know if you
That's
saw
so
it.
sweet.
On Thanksgiving, I tweeted.
I did see it.
I tweeted that they were not going to, like, I always pay attention to, like, cats who got into the league like I did. And I do think safety is one of those positions that if you play it long enough, you can get the experience, and then your talent comes through and you start to get confident. For you, though, take me back to being undrafted, right? Because I remember being undrafted. And I remember, man, my second year, and at the time, I didn't know what my sickle cell trait did. So, like, every now and then I would get really exhausted, right? So we got, you know how camp is, bro, when you undrafted. We had a scrimmage. We did live special teams first, and then the starting safeties ain't play, so I was on ones, twos, right? So I'm hyperventilating, whatever. And I remember calling my mom crying, because like they took me out the scrimmage, and I was like, Mom, I can't make this. Like, if I can't practice, I can't make the team.
Right.
Take me back, man, to being injured after being undrafted, now coming back to camp, being cut, working out across the street from the Arizona Cardinals
Messed me up with that one.
facility. You know, like you said, it was just you and your speaker. Like, what were those moments like where you really trying to figure out whether or not I'll ever get to do the thing I love?
I'll never forget that time, just because the moment when I got cut, like, in my mind, I knew I was making the team. Just I felt like I had a great camp. I knew my role. It was gonna be special teams at the time, you know. So making special team plays, and I'm in my massage after the 4th preseason game. I get a call from an Arizona area code. I'm like, that's weird. Like, I ain't gonna answer it. Like, nah. It texts me. I knew right away. Like, it killed my massage. You know, I had 90-minute massage. I probably was in there 20 minutes. I couldn't believe it was the first time in my life I had been cut, you know. But it let me understand, because we had drafted a couple of safeties that same year. So I started to understand it. But at the time, I'm like, wow, I did this on the field. Like, I don't get it. But, you know, being undrafted, you know, that route's going to be a little harder for you. They don't have anything invested in me like that money-wise, you know. So, man, it was tough. Like, I struggled with trying to figure out who I was. Because when people ask me, like, you know, let's say I'm walking around my apartment building and someone, oh, what do you do? Like, what do I say? You know, and
right now, nothing.
Yeah, and I struggle with that just because I've always been a football player, or I was in, you know, college. I was one of the better guys on my team. So you used to getting that notoriety, and you just have that identity. And like, I was cut for 3.5 weeks, and man, it was tough. I would go days where I just would go to the field, man, and just sit there, and like, I couldn't find any motivation to get up and work out because I'm by myself. I'm in Arizona. My family's all in St. Louis, so I'm there by myself with my dog, and it was hot. So I'm just like, I felt in my mind, I felt like I had no support, but I did. I just didn't want to tell my mom. Like, my mom had no clue I was going through what I was going through, because I just, you know, as football players, I try to keep that, you know, everything's all right, I'm fine, like, the car gonna come, you know. But secretly, like, man, I was freaking out. Like, I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't have a plan B, but I just felt like this is what I was supposed to do, man.
Nah, you just know if plan A works out, it's a lot better than plan B.
You know.
Yeah, I've been there.
I remember, man, I called one of my best friends, man. He went to college with me. He played in the NFL for a few years, and I'm just talking to him like, bro, like, I'm struggling right now, man. Like, phone not ringing, you know. I had a tryout at the time, and I went. My tryout was with the coach, man. I'll never forget. I think I killed a workout. And it's no coaches out there, just scouts. So I'm like, man, this is kind of weird, but whatever. I'm talking to one of the scouts. They're like, we just didn't see that explosion that we seen on film. And I'm like, explode. That's all I know. Like, I had the highest vertical in the whole draft class. You know, like, I couldn't believe it, but I'm like, it's on film. Like, if you wanted to know how fast I was, you should just have me run a 40. Like, I'm doing DB drills, so I'm thinking slow, smooth as fast. Like, I want to keep feet time on the turf in Indy. And you know, they sent me home. They sent me to the airport at like 12. My flight wasn't till 7.
Dang.
And that was the moment. Like, I called my agent right after that, and I'm sitting in the airport still for like 6 hours. I'm like, man, my next tryout, like, it's over. Like, I'm not going back to this life. Like, it just made you feel like, here, you know?
Right.
Man, they dropped me off at the airport, 12 o'clock. Man, then a couple weeks later, man, had a tryout in Houston, man. I packed everything like I wasn't coming back home. I took my dog to the PetSmart, like pet hotel, and I'm looked at him like, I'm gonna be back, bro. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna be back, but I'm gonna be back to get you. Man, I went to that tryout in Houston. Like, I packed my game system, like, I knew in my mind. Man, I went there, I'm dead tired. They had me run a 40, did a broad jump, pro agility, and I hadn't ran a 40 since, it's been a couple years, you know, combine training. Man, I'm talking about, I'm dead exhausted. I'm catching deep balls. I'm sprinting all the way back to the guy, letting them know, like, man, I'm not going back home. Like, I started to do medical, and I'm like, I'm getting the idea, like, okay, they probably,
Right.
Man, the guy came in and told me they was gonna sign me to P Squad, and that was, man, like, I cried, like, you know, just because, man,
I've been there.
Man, you know, like, I had been on that field. Literally, the Cardinals training facility was right across the street, so I would have to go at the later part of the day when it wouldn't be as hot outside, so I would see, like, my good friends leaving in their cars, driving home, and I'm out here, like, I got kicked off the field by an amateur soccer team. They're like, we need this field because it was better grass.
Before we continue on with this, I will sure love everybody hit the like button as they come in the building. Also, if you're not a member of the channel, please become a member of the Chaos Ray channel. And also, subscribe. Subscriptions are free. Likes are free. You know, all the above are free. So please be so kind, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and become a member. The chat room is getting very active. I might go through this in a second. Yeah. All right, let's keep listening. Fair use.
So they sent me, I had to go find another field that was choppy, wasn't cut up, and man, I'm out there with my little plastic water bottle and my speaker, you know. And then, like I said, man, I got signed to Houston September 29th, you know, 2019, and it was like, you know.
That's a testimony though, man. And I think, you know, like, your story is, when you're going through it, you feel like you're the only person that's ever been through it, and you're the only person going through it at that time. But there's only one person that get picked every year.
Right.
There is. Like, there's just, and like, not being funny, there's only somebody that's that good, that's accomplished that much. There are more people like us
right.
that don't get drafted, they get passed over for 7 rounds. And it's about in those times where you feel like it's over, believing in yourself enough to keep trying. You know what I mean? Because I remember, so when I got cut from the Giants the first time, well, the second time, when they cut me and they sent me home, I had just got married. And so I'm married, and so I took a job at LSU, because that's why I went to school. I graduated, they were looking out for me. And I remember somebody coming into the office and, you know, being like, man, you were so good in college, this and this, you know, what, you know, they ask you what happened. And it's hard to explain to somebody who thought you were really good in college. Well, they don't really care that much because they didn't draft me. Like, I wasn't drafted. And I remember somebody asking me, like, was I okay? Like, had I played long enough? And I remember I used to lie to people and be like, man, you know, I was undrafted. I got 2 years. That's a blessing. And I remember, man, for a week, I just went home and prayed that I got a shot. I was like, just give me a chance. I remember I went to the first cuts after I made the tryout, the first cuts, I was the last name, like the very last name, but on the screen. Nobody called me, nobody texted me. We're in Washington. And I remember, man, I was on the phone, and man, you know how like your significant other act, like with, like you don't be pissed, they just be more pissed off for you. You know what I mean? She was like, dang, mother effer call you, woo, woo, woo. And I was like, nah, it's like all I asked God for was a chance. So I got on my knees, man. I thank God. I packed my bags, brought them to the facility the next day. I'm telling everybody goodbye. And Greg Williams called me to the office, and he was like cussing. He was pissed off. And he told me that day, he was like, I don't know why they put your name on there. You're not cut. He said, and if we picked the team today, you'd make it. You know what I mean? And it just came to me like, what if in that moment, I was reading Job at the time. I was like, what if in that moment I cursed God for giving me the very thing I asked for? And so, man, like your story is the testament to sticking to it, man, and perseverance, man. So, like, give that testimony to other people in that locker room.
The business of the NFL, something you're talking about. Do you think a lot, now you, I don't want to say you're a vet, you still a young dude, but do you think a lot of guys understand the business side?
You don't understand it till it like affects you, you know what I mean? Where, like I said, you are an undrafted guy, and they do have guys that's drafted in. You might be outplaying them, but they're still gonna, you know, because we see a future with them, you know what I mean? So they're gonna kind of push them, and I just feel like sometimes when you undrafted, you have to work so hard to show that you belong, versus when you drafted, you get more leeway, you know? And so that was just something that I would just have in my mind just while I'm out there. Like, my earlier years, like, man, I can't mess up. Like, I'm only gonna get a 2 reps at practice, and it's camp. Like, I'm getting 2 reps at the end of practice, you know, and I'm trying to keep myself warm, like, and then, you know, you start to understand how it's looking. You start to see people, it's like that 3rd week, getting towards the end of August, you're like, yeah, let me start focusing on these special teams. So let me go to the, you know what I mean? Just, man, just from watching guys, man, like I just start to see how you just have to find your role and maximize it. When you get the opportunity, you just can't look back, you know? So like Mike Thomas, he was a big time vet for drafted. What he played 12, like he was at 12, 13 years. And so he just like, hey, J.O., like, he would always talk to me because I would just be in my head like, bro, I know I'm good enough to play. Like, I'm doing it in practice. Like, at the time, we were in 2019 in Houston, we had one of the better offenses. So, you know, that was the year we lost to the Chiefs. So I'm in practice going against these guys every day, just, you know, feeling like I'm getting better. Like I'm catching interceptions, man. I feel like I'm being impactful, and it just wasn't, you know, nothing was shake. But he was just always just talk to me like, man, you just gotta, hey, it's undrafted. Just gotta stay the course. And that was what helped me, was talking to guys, you know, and just always, you know, they always tell you, man, find a vet to, you know, look after them and just kind of watch how they work and, you know, their routine, how they take care of their body. So now I try to be that, like, guy for people. Just if I see a new dude in the locker room just got signed, like, hey, bro, come on. Like, this, you know, or you go in the meeting room, hey, bro, don't sit there. That's somebody's spot. Just here, you can sit, you know, because it don't take much effort to just, like, I know you don't know nothing. You know what I mean?
It ain't hard to be a good dude.
You know, but I just remember being, like, new, unsure where I'm supposed to go. And, you know, now I have kind of established myself. And so I always make sure I give back. And, like, I'm a one, I always talk to the rookies. Just get them hip, like, hey, bro, probably shouldn't do that. Like, look, I'm just homeboy to homeboy. Like, let me just let you know, like, this is, you know, so just try to kind of bring guys along and any way that I can, you know.
Outside of trying to make a roster, convincing your family that you ain't got it like that. How were you able to stay focused and let them know, look, I'm still grinding?
this podcast personally is more focused on how Jonathan Owens became the Jonathan Owens he is today. And I think them talking about or implying about his relationship with his wife Simone Owens, to me is really irrelevant in my opinion, because I don't see the point they brought up first time. But going further on to the conversation from what I'm listening to, this is more about sports jargon. Now, mind you, Pivot is a sports podcast. Keep that in mind. This is a sports podcast. The people you see that's talking are once former athletes. And they're sitting there chopping up with a man that worked this way from nothing to something. And still is in a work in progress, as you know, because you're in the league now, that means you're gonna be in it for long, because of how the NFL, like most sports leagues, but only NFL is not really guaranteed, So keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in mind. We're gonna listen more. I'm probably gonna drop the link anyway because I don't want to rant on here. I'm gonna open up for those that want to have questions or commentary to this. So in a few minutes, I'm gonna drop the link. Let's keep listening. Fair use, fair use.
Just because I'm in the NFL, that doesn't mean I got $5 million here or $2 million laid away. How were you able to navigate that with your people?
Honestly, my mom, my mom asked me for a thing. Like, she's terrified to ask me for something. That's just the type of person she is. She'll rather try to figure it out herself. And, if people ask her, she'll just kind of like, nah, he don't do that, So I guess it's just having, like, strong people, around you, man, that help. Like, my mom, like, man, my wife should tell me, like, no, you're not doing that, no. Like, just the other day, no, they're not getting that for Christmas. I don't care what you say. Got you, baby. Sound good, but it's like, it's stuff like that, though, to where, it really helps you, because me, I'm just, like, I want everybody to.
Yeah.
Like, so my rookie year, I didn't know. My rookie year, I was, the most generous I've ever been, just because, I'm getting a little bit, so I want to make sure everybody good. But, who's going to help you if you don't have nothing,
They would always say, as rookies, the thing harder than training camp is learning how to say no.
Yeah. But
especially for rookies.
It took me like a kind of year and a half to just really like learn. And honestly, it took me being cut and not having income from, because as of the time, checks stopped last game. So first week of January, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on the team, like at least P squad, like at least they kept Arizona kept me on the team for IR. So I'm like, I think they like me,
Right.
So man, we get all the way to September, and I'm like, dang, and then I get cut, and then it's like, I gotta, like, man, like this really be crazy because you just spin it, you know what I mean? And so that was the moment really where it's like, okay, like you gotta really, just have to lock in with it, you know what I mean? And it do suck sometimes telling people no, because you just, as a good person, you wanna just help everybody, but like I said, just having good people around me, man. My mom, she's awesome.
You guys are playing, like, as your ascension, what y'all had, like Rudy, Darnell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think Jonathan is a product of a single mother. I believe he might be. I could be wrong. I gotta look in his background, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think one of his weaknesses, from what I'm looking at and listening to the brother, you're too friendly. You're a yes man. You got cut back and be a no man once in a while. You gotta be a bad guy sometimes, in my opinion. You can't be at a certain age and what he is and what he has actually, accomplished. Regardless, I hear a lot of black women say this is a low quality player, low level quality. I said this might be a low quality player, but this man worked his ass out to be roughly six figures. Now, I mean, I'm not sure of anything more. They got, poke the bear in the fashion of their views on John, because his views and his comments about his relationship between him and his wife. I mean, and the biggest issue I have all this is the sheer disrespect of it all. But what do you expect when you deal with black folks? We're disrespectful people by nature towards each other. That's why we say hurtful things. We do hurtful things because we have no respect for self. And that's how I see it. That's how I know. That's what I'm witnessing. Personally, that's just me. I think one of the areas that, if improvement, we gotta stop doubting and really shaming and talking bad about whatever accomplishments we either have or are going to have, and throw it in our face, especially when it comes to relationships. Because we don't do this when we're in other interracial relationships, but we do it when we're in relationship with each other, and it's flat out wrong. But that's life. Anyway, let's keep listening. Fair use.
Earlier, like those guys have gotten banged up. Like you've gotten an opportunity to play, and I always say, man, like when you get a chance, make them have to pull you off the field, right? You don't give that spot up. And you guys, Detroit is leading the North, a team that y'all beat. The Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champions, a team that y'all beat. Along with you ascending and the team playing well, you have seen the ups and downs of a young guy like Jordan Love. What is like him starting to play well? How has that helped your team win some of these big games and actually put y'all in the playoff hunt?
Man, I'm gonna just tell you about J Love, man. Like we see so much in practice, like just the arm angle, just the touch, and I could tell how much he's watched and has learned and grown since he's been in the NFL. But man, he's, it's all about confidence, man, and just playing free and just being decisive, really seeing it. Like once the offense really started, rolling, we were in the Kansas City game and I'm like, man, we only punted twice, I think, and I'm also on punt. I'm the personal protector, so
that's what I want too.
Yeah. So
I hated that joke too. Bro.
I like to hit.
Not
people,
me.
So, yeah.
I used to be like, man, y'all better call a TV timeout. I used to be gassed, dog.
You got to do the count.
Hey,
Sure
Right.
right.
You gotta get that player performance, man. Every play you out there.
Yeah. So like, just how do you feel about where the team is now as you guys start to get healthier, and now it's time to make that push to put yourselves in the playoffs, which y'all are in the wild card hunt now?
I just feel like this is just the best time for us to be hitting our stride, man, and just finding our identity, offensively and defensively. You get to December football, and this is where it really matters. This is where you separate yourself, and the division starts to, you start playing teams twice in 3 weeks, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, man, it's great to see just the offense because we had so many rookies, so guys just gotta
Receivers cold.
Yeah, man, the boys nice. Once everyone figured it out, and just you learn how to be a pro, and like I have a rookie, Wicks. He's my right next to my locker, so I talk to him every day, just tell him like, hey, bro, I seen you do this in practice. Hey, just to make them better. And they all, listen, very receptive to everything. But that's the best thing, man, about the team. Everyone's selfless. Like, guys don't complain about not getting the ball, just because we have so many weapons. And defensively, we just have so many vets. Like, we have guys that have been there, been established, and they don't let you slip. Like, Rashawn Gary, can't do it around him. Like,
why he cry all the time though?
man, you need D-line.
He's one of my favorite players.
I
Man.
love
I
Rashawn
love
Gary,
Rashawn
man.
Gary, bro.
Oh, he's a monster.
He's a
Anybody
monster.
would love to play behind him because he getting there. He getting there. And he's affecting the quarterback. Like the man had the Detroit game, man. Three strip, like 3 sacks, 2 strip. Like he gifted me a touchdown, man. I'm like, man, I appreciate you, like. And he's just such a selfless guy, man.
How is it to play in Green Bay? Because you hear the story where you can't get a season ticket unless somebody granddaddy give it to you and all. I remember playing in Green Bay, and they were passionate fans, but they ain't nasty. They pleasant. Like you'll make a tackle, and they'll be like, good play.
Right.
But being it's a small market.
Right.
Like, can you go somewhere without people knowing who you are in Green Bay?
Nah, not for real. It's because everyone's a fan of the team. So, but they're very respectful, man. That's why I could tell you. Like you said, they so nice. This is the first place I've been that has like an actual like Green Bay fan base. When I was in Arizona big.
All right, I'm gonna take a pause. Who's this in the back? Hello? You muted. Okay. All right, let's continue because I'm muted, so I don't know what this is.
Melting pot, so people from everywhere. You have away games, you're gonna have a lot of people from the other team, and then Houston's the same way at the time, a lot of people. So Green Bay, it's like, man, you at the home games. Like,
Is that you, Femi? Femi? Oh, DOD, I dropped the link. If you want to come up, you can come up, DOD. Femi, if that's in the chat, speak up now. Yeah, so you're muted. All right, well, I'm going to continue playing too.
What do you mean? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Wonderful.
Oh, so what's up, y'all? So this is what I want to say. The title of your show is Single Women Keep Other Women Single. And then in the chat,
Volume 1. Volume 1.
Volume 1, and in the chat, y'all said that men don't do this. I beg to differ, because I recall watching thousands of videos of y'all and Mr. JJ in the chat, and he's single right now, because y'all teach each other every little thing. Why not to like a woman? I've seen videos. Don't date women with dogs. Don't date women that own houses. Don't date women with weaves. Don't date women with nails. Don't date women that has a kid. Don't date a woman that drives an Ultima. Don't date a woman that's a boss bitch. Don't date a woman from the hood. Don't date a woman. What are you talking about? Y'all don't keep each other single. What are you talking about? Mr. JJ in the chat single right now.
You finished?
He claims it's because of God, but I told him,
Femi.
No, I'm not. I'm still talking. He claims it's because of God, but I told him it's because of the manosphere. And I find JJ's story very odd. He's telling us, all these girls from Facebook or in his inbox, and he's being very selective with them, and the girls are giving off these weird vibes, but he has all these girls. Yeah, I hear every day y'all cry about y'all not having options and girls not talking to you. So now the girls are talking to him and he's just rejecting them. So y'all want women to talk to you.
Is that what JJ said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me scroll up. Let's see. You going to point to which one he's saying, because the chat room's got full right now. I gotta scroll from the conversation. This is my thing on Femi. In regards, other men keeping other men single. It's not men keeping other men single. It's certain men that either been out here dating experience, either getting their little hearts broken or they're not even trying on. That's a man's choice. No man can force another man to tell them to stay single or to dump their baby mama, dump their what do you call it, girlfriend.
Chaos, what are you talking about?
Let me get out. Hold on. No man up here, if you follow their podcast carefully, advocate, say, yo, you need to leave this, end that, drop that. You don't hear him talk about and express it vocally on every stream.
Chaos, what are you talking about? We've been listening to this for 3 years. What are you talking about?
No, that's not going on 3 years. What Kevin was doing, let me explain what Kevin was doing.
Y'all told men to leave their women if they were a certain weight. Y'all did this for years. Are we pretending that this didn't happen?
Are you listening to me? Are you listening? A man that like Kevin was saying to lose weight and all stuff, he's telling of certain criteria standards depending on where the man is at. Usually
he was telling people to leave their relationships, right?
Is at financially. Now, if it's a regular old Joe that is, below average financially, most likely, then obviously you're going to take what's offered in the market. You can't ask for no better unless you're going to go outside the country where it might be better. You get me?
You're dancing around the question.
And let's be clear. Majority dudes, regardless of what a man tells, most of them will stay in and out for their way out of it anyway. Most men, it takes a lot for a man to really stop what he's doing and end the relationship if it's either healthy or degenerate by default on the average.
Exactly, melanated vessel. So the title, so men can't do it, but women can. So we're stronger than you, we're more powerful than you now. So men can't do it.
The purpose here is women by default do keep other women single. You don't hear it where it says men keep other men single. Because men choose either they're gonna be single or be in a relationship if they can get one. And most men nowadays, if you hear some men, if you know female, some not even trying to even be in a relationship. You get me? And some men are trying to preach game to a lot of dudes to get him on it, but it takes a man, depending where he is mentally and usually financial, but really where he is mentally, to go out there and shoot his shot and try. And most dudes not willing to really try.
That's not
They
what
just
we
step
talking
out.
about. You
And
talking about
so,
something different. We're talking about you're saying
I'm trying
women
to
keep
explain what
women
the scenario
single.
in
No, we're
regards
not talking
when
about that.
is a man
You
and a
went off
woman that
subject.
keeps each other single. It's totally different. A man's not gonna sit there and say, you know, you need to be single permanently in America. No, they tell men, do what you have to do, get the woman that could be on your program, and that's it.
What are you talking about?
This
Y'all
is what
say this
I'm
every
talking about.
day to
Well,
leave the women. Y'all
but
say it every day.
I'm telling
Y'all
you,
say it every day. What are you
men
talking
do not
about? Y'all say
advocate
it
and
every
tell
day.
men
Leave
they
these
should be
women
single.
alone. Stop talking to these
Men,
women.
they
Don't do nothing for them.
relax.
Don't take them
Men
on
do
their
not
day.
sit
Y'all do
here.
it every
Men do
day.
not sit there and tell say, be single out here. Oh, you with a girlfriend? Leave her. She's no good. She a 3 or 4.
Yeah, is
No,
that not what
most
y'all
men I can
say?
tell that. Most men I can tell them that.
Navigated vessel. Is that not what you say?
No. Stop. Most men I can tell the man that. And even if a man is trying to be honest and try to, what it said, look out for their next friend, they're gonna let their friend fall on their wayside, and they'll advocate and say, you know, maybe you should think about fruit. That most dudes, they'll take any information from some men and it's going one eared out if they know it's really bad and they see from the other friend, from another dude. They're not gonna sit there yank his throat and say, yo,
JJ, every woman turns you off. That's what it seems like. Every woman turns you off. And if you're listening to Kevin Samuels, I can understand why.
Kevin was preaching to people of a certain economic status. You should know it's better than
Where
me.
was his economic status for him to be preaching to men of a certain? Do you think men of a certain economic status was listening to Kevin Samuels?
A 7-figure earner. Remember, when he worked for
You
himself.
think men that were making 7 figures were listening to Kevin Samuels?
Relax. You might have an issue with Kevin because he talks about the weight, and I get it. I'm not getting drawn out of weight. I go by the message and understand why he say what he does, And a lot of women, let's be honest with me, when women that was on his podcast night in, night out, and you've seen this, what they ask for? I want a man that is roughly 6 figures. If he looks good, even better. But I want the money. That's why they
so what's wrong with that?
Show.
You know, I was at a restaurant yesterday.
Hold on. Now you ask what's wrong. Every woman wants a man with some money.
Right. Every woman does, right?
But see, we here they want not just any money. They want a man with big money or alleged big money because in their mind they want to sit and pretty much do nothing.
Oh, so y'all want somebody fit, feminine, and friendly? That's what they're going to do. Nothing.
No.
That's what they're going to do. Nothing. What are you talking about? You want somebody fit, feminine, and friendly. If you want a man with money, so she can do nothing. What are you talking about? What do you think comes with that? So you want somebody fit, feminine, and friendly? You want her to work?
Femi, you missed the point.
No. You're missing the point.
Majority women that come on Kevin's podcast, and I watched it, they're looking more for a lifestyle. Nothing more, nothing less. They're not looking to be of anything of friendness.
So what these Asian women are looking for a lifestyle? What are you talking about? The Dominican Republic are looking for a lifestyle. What are you talking about?
So what about submission? They said, well, I will be submissive. There is no conditional nothing. Either you're this or that. And that was one thing Kevin kind of point out and had to reiterate to these ladies. If they want this, you got to give out something to get this. And most women, by default, are not going down with that. They want to do something for nothing.
What women have you dealt with that wasn't down with it, Chaos?
But I'm telling you, that's what they want.
What women have you dealt with that wasn't down with it?
They want something for nothing. It's like
anybody in the chat. What woman that y'all dealt with that wasn't down with it?
It's not any woman chat. You understand? They
want
any man
in the chat
for nothing. And
y'all
that's
be talking out y'all ass.
But the problem is, you're going to have to get some. For those two that's up there, they require something. And that's one thing he examines and iterate every night, and Lama don't get it. So
JJ, I'm gonna talk to you in a year and see where you're at. I'm gonna talk to you in a year. You're gonna be in the exact same place. But
before we move forward, in regards to Jonathan Owens and Simone Bias, what's your take on this debacle of?
I believe that the dude is he doesn't want her. He's using her for his own clout, for his own popularity. He does not want that girl. It's clear. And it's funny how y'all are all taking up for this because y'all never stand up for black women. See, the problem is y'all as niggas know that nigga full of shit, and y'all trying to gaslight us like he's not. How did y'all spend years on the internet telling us to look for red flags, and when we see the red flag, now we trying to keep her single? We see the flag that y'all taught us so well about. Now that y'all taught us this, now we supposed to be blind?
So, what's red flag about
He
Jonathan.
doesn't like her. He doesn't like her. He doesn't like her. We can tell
But
that he
how you
doesn't
know that?
like her.
How you know
We
that?
can tell that
How you know
that
that?
he's with her for the clout. We can
How you know
tell.
that?
We-
How you know
we-
that?
how do y'all?
No, I'm
You're
asking you how
asking
you
me, how
know.
do I know this?
How does Femi Chat know that he doesn't like?
How does everybody know? We're because we have common sense. What are you talking about? Well, how do we know that? Because
Femi,
y'all taught us
are you serious? Are you really gonna have this
wait. I'm
conversation?
answering your question. How do we know that? Because y'all
Common
taught us.
sense?
Listen. How do we know that? Because y'all taught us for 6
Wait.
years that
You
the
tell
niggas
me
that we mess
common
with ain't shit.
sense.
Are you gonna let me? Are you gonna let me answer the question?
Go
How
ahead.
do we know this? Because y'all taught us for the past 6 years that the niggas that we was choosing was wrong. That they was Pookies and Ray Rays. Y'all told us the signs to look for. So that's how we know. What are you talking about?
But you got to understand with Pookie and Ray Ray, we obviously know that there are Pookie Ray amongst our groups, and we reiterate. Even the ones that you listen to on certain podcasts, obviously you know it's a Pookie Ray, but we're not going to details.
So did you teach us all this stuff and we're still supposed to be dumb?
But the point is this: I'm looking
So
at
did
this.
y'all teach us all this stuff and we're
Hey,
still supposed to be dumb?
chaos. Hold on a moment, Femi. You asked for him to wait for you to answer his question. Well, why don't you wait for him to answer yours?
Go ahead. Go. No. I asked the question. So y'all taught us all this stuff,
Then he was
and we're still
answering it,
supposed to
and
be
you jumped
dumb.
into it. He was answering your question, Femi, and you jumped in the middle of his answer.
I asked him, this is not your show. You're
Well,
not
let
going to
him
control it.
answer.
I asked him,
Femi,
so
then
y'all
let him
taught us all
answer.
this stuff and we're still supposed to
Femi,
be
then
dumb.
let him answer. Let him answer. He understands the question. Let him
If he
answer.
doesn't answer, I'm going to cut him off again if he starts talking about something else. I'm asking him a direct question.
Hold on. Wait, Femi, stop right there. You can't cut people off. I don't cut
He
you off.
just cut me off.
Relax. This is my show. But I'm gonna be hold out.
Can you answer my question?
But hold on, relax. Let me go move forward, and then you can probably rephrase the question. Now, in regards to the signs, the red flags, yes, a lot of people did podcasting and did the signs. I can't go back what signs look for most people that are considered quote unquote Pookies or Ray, because I rarely deal with them. Occasionally, if I do see them, but at times, regardless of the signs that's put out, most people still go into it anyway because they are unfortunately attracted to the ones that have what we call red flags. So regardless of people put out the red flags, it doesn't matter. Because most people still run right into red flags because that's who they are really desiring. That's who they're really attracted to. Red flags. Anything that's too clean by default is unfortunately a turnoff. It's considered lame, boring. You hear the things these niggas be talking about. And I have to agree with that. So that is my layout, that answer question. So if anything else.
Okay, so you taught us the red flag. So why do you think that we can't see them? Because she didn't see them. We're not supposed to see them.
But I'm telling you, there's no red flags for Jonathan. I mean, I know other men will say that
there are red flags for John.
Well, you said the only red flag.
And y'all know they are. That's why y'all are gaslighting.
No. You said there are red flags, and you said one thing: he's not into her. And to me, I don't see that as a red flag.
So you don't see a man marrying a woman he's not into as a red flag?
No, not with Jonathan's case. You know why? Because Jonathan, from what I'm looking at from this podcast and look at the videos and pictures. Hey, what's good, Black Mind? The link's in the chat if you want to come up. How I look at it is this man, the only thing I would say be a red flag, we've got to go there, is he afraid to fully commit or be honest with her. You know what I'm saying? Of any intention that he left out about where this relationship's going. But it seemed to me the man went all the way in, even including marry her. And let's be honest. And I look at the financial side of things. Yeah, she has a good little network, and he, potentially how long he plays in NFL, it could climb or decline. So right now, if things go away, there's not gonna be really a harsh divorce if there is a divorce. The only time a divorce is gonna come to play is if people put things in their head and tell us, say, yo, girl, you need to leave her. He's more into himself than you.
Yo, he doesn't like her.
In this relationship, he's not even giving you any praise in this relationship. And these are women that are mother.
Ain't that what y'all do every day?
I'm talking about. But see, have you seen dudes up here talking about, say, yo, you need to leave this chick. We're gonna post on all comment sections, or we do serious streams say, leave her. Only time when dudes gonna voice when someone gotta leave is when it becomes very much problematic. You get me? Where it's gonna end bad. And usually when it ends bad for a man, let's just say his pocket's gonna be fucked up.
Yo, a nigga would tell a nigga to leave that girl and then get with him.
All right,
What are you talking
DOD.
about?
All right, DOD. You talk, because I'm gonna give myself a rest. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for having me up, Chaos, and Femi, thanks for coming over. I messaged, well, I don't know if it's called message, but anyway, I messaged Femi to come over to check out the stream tonight. But I'm curious as to wanting to know, Femi, what makes you think this brother don't like Simone Biles when he married her? What do you mean he doesn't like her?
I'm sorry, did I not share a video with you that where men were talking about why they marry
No,
men
I'm talking
who
about
they
in
don't
this
like?
situation.
So we're
In
not.
this
So, are you
situation,
gonna let me
Femi.
talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
Right, but Femi, in
You
this
just asked me a question,
situation,
now you're interrupting me when y'all just told me don't
because I
interrupt.
want a direct answer. Just like you be saying, I want a direct answer.
Men
What
marry
makes you
women
think
every
this
day that they
brother
don't like.
doesn't like?
Men
What
marry
makes you
women
think
every day that they don't like. You want to know what I heard the new hustle was?
So
The
he
new
married her for what
hustle,
reason?
huh?
He married her for what reason?
For her economic status. You didn't notice in the interview how the men were talking to him? They were calling him out in the most what's that word, condescending way. They knew that them two dudes in the interview questioning him like that. They was pulling his cars the whole time. They knew he was full of shit. You want to know why? Because men know when other men are full of shit. Like, y'all know he's full of shit. Y'all know he don't like that girl. Y'all know he's using that girl.
Brothers up there was joking. They were having a good time joking, and the
Why would
sister
they
was
joke
sitting
about
right.
this man's
The
marriage?
sister was sitting right there.
Why would they joke and make light of this man's marriage to this woman?
They're not making light of the marriage. They're making light of, oh man, oh you're the man. She was coming at you. That's all. That's what brothers do. We just
y'all
joke.
like to hear that?
No,
He feminized that man.
again, the brothers were joking. They were just having fun.
He feminized that man. He basically told him he was a bitch. They both did. They played ball with that man. They kept dragging him and dragging him. They kept dragging him.
Femi, again, they were just joking. They were just having fun.
No, they weren't just joking.
You can
They
say,
know what they were.
say that they were dragging them. You can say they were dragging them. They were feminizing them and all this old BS.
Well,
That's not what they were doing.
Chaos's moderator said those men
Hey,
that were
Femi,
interviewing him was messy.
Chaos, do me a favor. I put a video. Well, I think you may have already played it, but no, you didn't. You didn't play. I'm sorry. I did a video earlier today, and it's something about divestors hate black, black love. Play that video, man. Play that video, and you'll see them explain what really went down during that interview, and that'll put all this what we're talking about tonight to bed for young Femi.
What's that, DOD?
No, it won't. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a video
Y'all
that I
know
did.
that man is not in love with that
called
girl. Y'all know that.
It's called Divestors Hate Black Love. And in that video that I did,
right now,
it's on my channel right now. Yeah, on my channel right now.
Put it back chat. I'll run it right now. I gotta see it.
Okay.
So men don't marry women that they don't love for their own economic status, because there's a whole video on YouTube with a man talking about this that I put on my wall. There's a whole video of 3 men sitting on the couch talking about why they married their wives that they didn't love. And I tagged DOD in the video. So he knows men do this. So I'm supposed to think this man didn't do this? Just how Offset needed Cardi B for his status to go up? Because the Migos is gone. Nobody's listening to the Migos. Wouldn't nobody be dealing with Offset if it wasn't for Cardi B? This is the same reason this man is with this woman. It's the same reason. He's selfish. But we're going to pretend that men don't do this. We're going to pretend that.
So, Femi, your argument is that
you didn't answer my question. We're going to pretend that men don't marry women for their own reasons.
So you're saying, Femi, that majority of men on default deal with women that they don't.
Did I say that? I said, are we going to pretend that men don't marry women that are at a higher economic? See, this is what they do. They marry these women.
But what's their higher economic status to in regards to men status different from women's status? You know, right? There are very few women that are what we quote unquote up there status wise that if a man does flock to, if he's able to get married to them.
What are you talking about?
It might move a little bit, but it's not going to do much for the man.
The lady that you play, Ebony Williams, stated that there are more black women in college than there are black men. So what are you talking about?
Oh, you mean the one with DOD?
Well, Femi, for all races, black,
That's
white,
fine.
Hispanic, Asian. That's what I'm saying.
That's
You already
fine.
know
He's
the
trying
answer,
to
but
tell me that doesn't happen
you're up here
often.
gaslighting.
I'm not
Femi, you know
gaslighting. I
all
said that's
women.
fine. He
You know
just told me
all
that it
races
doesn't
of
happen
women.
often. So
Femi, you know
there
all
are
races of
more
women
women
are more educated than the men. You know that. But you're up here gaslighting.
What are you talking about? He just did a video
Now
on
you're just saying it's black
Ebony
women
Williams
against
saying
black
this.
men.
So how
You
am I
saying it's
gaslighting?
because
So
you're
Ebony
saying that
Williams
you
said it and it was true. Now I'm gaslighting?
Femi,
You're
gaslighting because you're
gaslighting. You're
saying
not
that
going to
black
be able to
women.
gaslight me. You're
Femi,
not.
you're
I listen to
gaslighting.
all his videos.
Femi,
I
you're
listen to his
gaslighting
videos.
because you said that black women are more educated than black men. Well,
No,
white
Ebony
women are more
Williams said
educated than
that.
white men.
Ebony Williams
Asian
said
women
that.
are more educated than Asian men. Hispanic women are
Ebony
more
Williams
educated
said that.
than Hispanic men. You know
Ebony
that.
Williams said that. I did not say it. I watched
But
Chaos the show
you're
when Ebony
repeating what
Williams
she
said that.
said. But you're repeating what you said like it's true.
What do
That's
you mean I'm
gaslighting.
repeating? But like I said, he did a video on it. I'm repeating what's
Go
in his
ahead,
video.
Chaos.
What are you talking about? He
If
did
you
a
got
whole
it, Chaos,
video
go ahead.
on it.
Go ahead, bro, if you got it.
Chaos did a whole video on it. So now you're telling me that what Ebony Williams was saying wasn't true when he did a whole
What
live
I'm
stream on it?
saying is that all races, all women
We're
are more
not talking
educated
about
than the
all races.
men.
We're talking
Counterpart.
about us. I
That's
don't
what
care
I'm
about all
saying.
races. Y'all know I
I
don't care about no
do.
other
I
race.
do
I'm
because you
talking
guys
about
trying to make
us.
it seem
So y'all can't
because
stay
you're
on
trying to make it
subject.
seem like it's
This
just
why I
black
don't
women
talk
are
to
more
y'all
educated.
because y'all don't stay
You're trying to make
on
it
when
seem
y'all
like
wrong.
black women are more educated than black men, but all other men are more educated than their women, and it's not true.
Yeah, it's
I'm not.
true.
Well, so did y'all tell Ebony Williams that wasn't true, or did y'all all play her video and said she right? Y'all need to be looking for husbands in college. But y'all didn't have that energy then. So Ebony K. Williams, since he's talking about, oh well, that doesn't happen that often that men marry up. Ebony K. Williams let us know that there's more of us in college than men. So get the higher up ones while you
even with
can, because the
chaos,
rest of them are going to be corrupt.
even with that, she said she wouldn't marry a bus driver. So that means she's not going to marry down. Most women, right? Most women with the means like that are not going to marry down.
Why would she
Period.
marry down when her advice is to find somebody in college?
But
That means she's going to find somebody in college.
But I'm talking about we're talking about for those who didn't do that. For those who didn't
for
marry
those who
in
didn't
college.
marry in college, right? They're most likely going to find a man that makes less than them.
No,
Making what Chaos Rain said.
because there are women there. See, but Femi, this is what you fail to realize. There are men on Ebony K's level right now, on her level and above, and she still couldn't lock down one. So that tells you something about her. Because she had a Peckerwood. She had a Peckerwood that was a CEO. She had a Peckerwood that was a CEO. She had a Peckerwood that was a CEO, and she couldn't lock him down. She had a Peckerwood. She had a Peckerwood that was a CEO, and she couldn't lock him down. That was above her pay grade. And she couldn't lock
Everybody
him
don't
down.
match with everybody. What are y'all talking about? Do y'all keep forgetting that there's so many aspects to a relationship? So just because somebody makes some money, you supposed to automatically marry them? That's why y'all marriages be failing. Because y'all marry people for the wrong reason.
My head hurt me now.
Your head should always hurt.
Mine too, man. Mine too. The goalposts keep moving. I get it.
Y'all keep moving the goalposts. Y'all keep moving the goalposts. The subject of this video is women keep women single. Y'all keep moving the goalposts. I asked you when I came up here, so men don't do this?
My head hurt me right now.
So men don't. You hear her because you can't answer the question now.
No,
so men don't do this.
I just answered many times now. I don't know if I can go reiterate. I feel like a broken record now.
Okay, so just say yes.
I would say this.
Just say yes, men do.
Well, let me say let's move forward because
you just say yes, men do more
you're
than
making things complicated than it is. Relax. That men overall they only go as far as what they can get. Wait, hold on. Let me check what this is. Who's this? Okay, is that you, Hustler?
I'm here.
All right. Yeah. Go speak, Hustler. Give me some.
Okay, what's going on? We're talking about the Simone and Jonathan Owens situation.
Yeah. You know that it seems to me the film said that the red flags is this man is not into her, and we could obviously see from the pictures. And let's be honest, if he wasn't into her, it's a pretty good act he's playing. You know, because she's damn sure into him. like crazy, and she knows what she wants, and she went pursue it, and she got him. So, I mean, I think that's a L. You know what I'm saying?
It's an L for who?
Yeah, I guess an L for women say, "Why are you up here going after this ninja?" Yeah, so. What's your take on it? What's your overtake?
I don't know. It could just be a simple matter of the sisterhood that don't want to see another black woman happy unless it's under their terms. You know, if it's a relationship where the woman is in charge and the man is just simping, then they'll be praising it. But if it's something where the man is basically in charge and the man is the one doing the pursuing, trying to get at her, now they got a problem with it. They wonder what's going on here. It's like they want to critique everything good about a marriage, but then bash men when something go wrong and put all the blame on them. I hate that. Yeah. Let these two be. I say let Simone marry who she want to marry. For what I understand, when dude met Simone, he had no idea she was even in the gymnastics. But then again, I know Jonathan Owens playing football, so I guess it lists both of them a mystery to some degree.
Pause for a second. He didn't pursue her. Melanie, no, they met off a dating app. Early in the broadcast, one of the biggest issues that he did not really, in his own rhetoric, and mind you, Simone there was a short on Simone, and she admit saying, they met off dating app, and he did not really know who she really is from her own mouth as well.
Yeah, the thing is,
I'm thinking this is my confusion with a lot of black women, even see me up here. That if she's saying off her mouth,
I'm never confused.
Why we having what's the pushback? What's the argument? She said out her own mouth. Now she said otherwise and was combated during that stream. Then I understand that he's full of crap and he's making up stuff because she'll sit there and recant it because she was sitting right there with him. That's what everybody saw in the stream, right? She's right there with him, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm not sure what's the big argument.
I don't know. I mean, from what they say that she made the first move or whatever. She's the one chasing him. Yeah. I think that she did. I don't think she did any kind of chasing per se. She just made herself available for him. Yeah. He took control of the situation. That's something I advocate for years. I tell women, you're tired of being approached by men you don't find attractive? Well, get off your lazy ass and go talk to the men you do find attractive. Put yourself out there. Make yourself available for a man to approach you. Instead of sitting down, playing on your phone, doing whatever, hoping that a guy approaches you first. No, that's not going to work in this day and age.
Yeah, manifesting a man. Right on, brother. You cleared that up. Instead of saying I'm manifesting a man, go out and get you one. Right on,
manifesting a man.
We're going to manifest some miracles.
Not being happy, but y'all go in on Sierra and Russell Wilson when they're clearly happy. So tell me the difference.
Well, that's easy because Russell. No. Listen, Russell Wilson. As a father, Russell Wilson is doing a splendid job, but as a husband, I don't think so. His wife has no respect for him. This is the same guy who played the role of stepdaddy to a woman.
It don't matter. They're happy. You just said we should leave this couple alone because
would you listen to what I'm saying?
You feel they're happy. Leave them alone. Right?
Listen to what I'm saying.
You just said, sir.
Because unlike Simone Biles, Sierra has no respect for Russell Wilson.
So
seriously, you're a married woman.
You're not in a relationship, so you can't say that. Like you just said to me, we're not in a relationship. You literally just said that. So it's
Wait,
okay.
Say that again.
It's okay. We're just like you just told us to stay out their relationship. Stay out their relationship. They're happy. He loves that woman.
You're right. They are happy.
So stay out of it.
Jonathan Owens and Simone Bones are happy. So we're not concerned about them. It's a traditional relationship. But the problem with Russell,
happy, regardless of how you feel, they're happy. So stay out.
Ma'am, can I please talk? Can I please talk?
Go ahead, say something intelligent.
I already did that, but I'm gonna continue to say something intelligent. Thank you very much. Why is Russell Wilson getting backlash? Because he's trying to be stepdaddy to a woman who's basically has no respect for him. That's where I have the problem.
What do that matter? They're happy.
Because he's a horrible representation of what a married couple should be. That's why. So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask this question. So you're telling me as a married woman, it's okay for you to get on top of a truck and start twerking, showing your ass for other men? Is that okay with you?
She's an entertainer. She's not allowed.
Yeah, and so what's your point?
she's an entertainer. I think he understands he's married an entertainer. You're not
You're
married to
just
an
making up
entertainer.
excuses for
So
Sierra,
I'm
just
making
like
up
everybody
excuses
else
for the
did.
girl being
Oh
an
my
entertainer.
God.
You sound
I don't
stupid. I just
believe
told you to
this.
say something intelligent. She's
I
married to an
did.
entertainer. He knew who he married. Didn't he know who he married? Just like
That's
what's
a
his
good
name?
question. Well,
Offset knew who he married, right? He knew he
understood,
married a
he
stripper,
knew who
right?
he from what I
Offset knew he
understood.
married a stripper, right? He knew that. So he knew he married an entertainer.
Exactly. That's my point. And that's why I'm blaming Russell Wilson for this BS. He knew what he was
No,
doing. He knew
sir. No, sir.
Sierra had a history with 50 and Future. He knew that, but he still took the chance. That's why we're clowning him. Remember, men control access to relationships and marriages. So we put a ring on the finger for 304 or whatever she's doing. That's our problem. That's your ass, the man's ass, if he chooses to do that. But
So
yes,
what you're
Sierra is
telling
out of
me is
line.
we're not allowed to have an opinion about this woman, but you're allowed to have an opinion about Russell Wilson. That's what y'all saying?
We can have an opinion about whoever we want to have an opinion
Okay,
by,
so
but it
can we,
doesn't
right?
make
So
any
what's the point
sense
of this stream? We
it
can
doesn't
too,
make
right?
any
So what's the
sense
point
to
of the
trash
stream?
a happily married couple. We will trash a happily married couple, but we would shame.
But
We would trash a happily married couple, but we would praise a seemingly happy couple, but deep down we know they're not happy.
how do you know they're not happy? When have you been invited to the last Golden Globes? When you was invited to the last MTV Awards? When was you invited to that house last time? How you
I
know?
never was. I don't know about you. Hold on,
Okay.
hold
So
on,
you're making
hold on,
assumptions because of
hold
the
on.
manosphere. You're making
For the last
assumptions because
time,
the
hold
man is still
on.
married to the woman and he would have left her. He's still married to her. So what do you tell? I think he had another baby with her, or she's pregnant. I don't know. So he's still with her, right? So you're in a relationship like a messy female, but y'all mad at women for being in this situation? I'm really confused.
What's there to be confused
That
about?
can't be true, Penny, because you don't be confused. You just said that like 3 minutes ago. You're never confused.
No, y'all niggas confuse me on how this man is
You
happy.
said
This
3
man
minutes
ain't
ago you're
this
never
man ain't
confused.
complaining. This man
She
You
not
did.
said 3
complaining at all.
minutes ago
Y'all
you're
doing
never
more
confused.
complaining. Is it because it goes against what the manosphere has taught y'all and y'all are so salty about it? But y'all also
It
taught us
goes
to watch
against
out for
logic and
red
common
flags.
decency.
Sir, if I think that he knows that he's married this woman, right? It's just like Adam, whatever his name is, Adam
Adam
22,
22 or Adam
knows he married a
21.
porn star. He knows what he did. He knows what he did. So if they
And
still
that's what
chose
we
those
do
women, knowing what that,
because
knowing the occupation, I think Russell Wilson knows that his wife's occupation is an entertainer. I think that
and here's the problem. Russell is not dealing with her accordingly. Now, if Sierra was just some chick he was just messing around with,
accordingly,
okay then. Listen to what I'm saying before you speak, okay? Thank you. If she was just
you
some
real
chick he was
feminine.
fooling around with, that's one thing. And then you can entertain other men if you want to, but let him entertain other women. But this is his fucking wife. I'm sorry, excuse my language. This is his wife we're talking about here. As in married, supposed to be with one person, no entertaining other people of the opposite sex. How does that work? If you were
Because
my
she's an
wife and you want to
entertainer,
post that for
sir.
other men,
She's an
I'm done
entertainer
with
about
you.
occupation. What are you talking about? She's not a school teacher, sir. She's
Yeah,
not a
and so what's your point?
she
Even they have
no.
affairs every
Are
now
you
and
slow? What do
then.
you think an entertainer? What do you think she's going to do? So you think that she has an agent and
Simple.
her
Be happy with
agent
her
gives her these
husband.
jobs, right? Do you know how the entertainment industry works? I lived in Atlanta for a long time, so I understand a little bit of the entertainment industry. So
I've
if her
seen some
agent
behind the
calls
scenes
her, she has
footage.
an agent, she has a wardrobe stylist, she has all these people that are telling her what to do. Her husband may not be like it's entertainment, but it's a different type of entertainment. But I'm sure he's been around to understand the entertainment industry. So if her stylist calls her and her manager calls her and tells her, this is what you're going to wear, this is what you're going to do, XYZ, this is her job. It's her job. It's a part of her job. They wear those clothes because they get brand deals. You think she's wearing these clothes for nothing? She's probably getting paid $10K to put on a dress. Do y'all not know how this
Okay,
works?
so she got hopefully she got paid a hell of a lot of money with that dumb shit she wore at the Grammys some months back.
Yeah, she did. That's what they do. They get paid to wear those clothes.
Oh my lord.
It's
If
like
that was me,
advertisement.
money, they said money cannot buy you happy. I don't care how much money you getting
So
paid. You're not gonna
I
make a
think
fool.
she might have discussed with her husband, hey, my manager called me and they told me this and this and that. I'm sure she discussed, I'm sure he's in the entertainment industry and he understands this. You don't get it because
And
you're
this is
not in the
why.
entertainment industry, sir.
Listen, This is why most men should not deal with women in the entertainment industry, because they will have these ladies doing some egregious stuff at the expense of their lovers or spouses. No.
Sir, his feelings don't seem hurt to me. Your feelings seem hurt. You seem a little emotional about this.
Well, because certain things like that really irk me. Ever considered
it's not
that?
your wife, so you shouldn't let it irk you. She's not your wife.
And she'll, at this rate, I don't want her to be my wife, honestly.
She'll never be your wife. You'll never get to touch her. You'll never get to taste her. You don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah, and so what's your point? She ain't got
the
nothing
point
nice. She ain't got nothing I ain't seen her hair before. So hey,
what's the point of the stream? You're asking me what's the point. What is the point of the stream? If there's no point to us talking about that, what is the point of this stream of us telling this woman, yo, get out? What's the point of this stream? So y'all can tell Russell Wilson to get out. Y'all can tell Russell Wilson to get out when he's clearly happy. When y'all just said, Chaos just said at the beginning of the stream, men don't do that. He's clearly happy, but y'all want him to lead his
yeah,
so
but you
bad.
know, I have reason to believe usually men try to stay in unhappy marriages more so than women do. Men are told, stay in a marriage, do your thing as a man. I'm sorry.
Oh, stay in a marriage and what? Do they think as a man? So cheat? So cheat.
Men are often told to stay in chaotic marriages and make it work, be the man and fix the problem. Women are told to just walk away.
This is true. Yep.
I know I ain't lying.
Told to walk away. That's fine. That's fine.
Out for your way.
I have no problem with that.
You have no problem with that?
I have no problem with that.
Wow. Okay.
With them staying in a chaotic marriage? Huh?
No, for them walking away and leaving.
You think it's a damn easy?
Do I think it's that easy? I live in the world and I've seen people get divorces before. I live in
and usually it's the man that gets screwed over, not the woman.
I mean, the women didn't write these laws, the men did. So what are we supposed to say about that?
Well, whoever committed the affair broke the law, technically.
And that's usually the man.
It goes both ways. You got men who cheat, you got women who cheat. So it kind of goes both ways. I call out both of them.
Just like you just said, usually women are the one doing the divorcing. That's usually because their men cheat. They're not getting divorces for no reason.
No,
actually, it's more than cheating that ends the divorce.
It's more to it than that. I'm telling you now, it's more to it than that.
I wouldn't like to say is that, but it's more.
Tell me more. I'm listening. Tell me more. What is it?
Usually, it can be they get tired, bored. It could be finance. There are many things. Remember, when divorce is initiated, for me, is usually what they call it. They said reconcile differences, and there's no really detail what is reconcile.
Okay, so you can't tell me that then right now. What are you talking about?
Did you just hear what I goddamn just said? Divorce is
so
not
you
always.
Can't tell me why they got divorced because it's irreconcilable differences.
One at a time, please. Thank you.
Okay, so you can't tell me.
Thank you. Hold on, let me say. When I say reconcile differences, it could be many factors why, especially women that are initiating divorce more than
but you don't know because it's irreconcilable differences. You don't know.
Usually, what we hear from our side in this so-called weird community we in, usually always say the man doing something, usually cheating, and mostly it's always cheating, or usually it's the money. But usually, obviously, when we look at it, could a combination of both or more. We never know what really goes into why it was, especially when we initiate the actual divorce. And as we know, let's be honest, most people that get into marriage now, usually they're not sure why they're getting into it. Usually they get it because they think it's something that's we're gonna be happy all the day, every time, and that's not how life works.
So why do men get into the marriage?
Men get marriage personally because one, they want a family, they want to have at least some children that is under their wing, so that they play their part as best possible. That's why men overall get married.
So women don't know why they're married.
I'm going to get married and then, whatever. No, there's purpose for most men. They get married. And depending on what stage they're in life, they make that great decision. Personally. So
they act like women always have a valid reason for divorce. Prime, because she don't like you no more. That could be a valid reason.
You call that a valid reason?
Yeah.
Bah, bullshit.
So you're supposed to stay with somebody you outgrown?
Okay, define outgrown.
That would be settling. DOD just did a whole video on settling. So that would be settling if you stay with somebody you're outgrown, which y'all told us not to do. So which one is
What
it?
do you mean outgrown? How the hell do you outgrow somebody?
You don't. I'm sure women have outgrown you before, and if you don't understand
But what
that,
do you mean
then
by
Actually, I
outgrown?
outgrew their asses, but I get the point.
so you ask me a question you already know the answer to. So you're being
No, I'm
condescending.
trying to
You're
understand.
gaslighting now.
You said
So
no,
you
no, no,
just
no.
said
Listen,
that you have outgrown some women. So you
little
don't
lady.
understand the
I
concept
outgrew
that
them
I'm
because
talking
they were
about.
not mature. They were not mature, responsible women
So
ready
you
for
do
a relationship.
understand.
We're
You do
talking about two adults
understand.
who
So
want
it's a
marriage, who
valid
are in a
reason,
marriage. Now,
right?
would
You
you
do
be quiet and
get
hear what
it.
the hell I'm saying before you go mouthing off, please? Thank you very much. As I was
Baby, don't
saying,
be that sassy with
too
me. You ain't
mature.
gotta be sassy with me.
On. Let me do this. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. Not one person throw motherfucking money in this chat room. Y'all gotta go run some super chats in here. I'm not gonna let this continue on for any longer. I've been streaming for 2 hours now. Not one $5 anything today. So please, kind of, if y'all respect this fucking channel, throw something into a donation, whatever. Please. I should not be bugging in it. I didn't post it on it, but I'm noticing now. I'm a streamer on now. One person throw anything. So be so kindly support the channel. All right, we're gonna continue.
You already got my support.
Okay, so you do understand the concept of growing out somebody. So now, since I understand that you
Well,
understand,
understand.
you
No, no,
don't
no.
see the
Let me
reason
ask you
why
this
a person
question.
would divorce somebody.
Let me ask you this question. How the hell do you outgrow somebody that's a good man, a good husband, a good father to your kids, and he's doing everything in his power to make the marriage? Well, how do you outgrow somebody like that?
How did you outgrow the person that you outgrew?
Simple. Because the woman I dealt with was not mature enough to be marriage material. She was just how should I put it, a friends of benefits. That's one thing. We're talking about a married couple here. It ain't the
Okay,
same dynamic.
so within a married couple, do you think that a person could elevate more than the one person, and that person could change the way they act, maybe become mature, maybe immature, maybe become comfortable? Do you think that things can change over the years, or do you think everything remains the same? Because Chaos just told us everything's not going to be happy all the time. He just said that. So do you
That's
think that
true.
men don't change throughout the years? You think they stay the same?
Oh no, they change. Hopefully they change for the better. Some change for the worse,
Okay,
but
so they're
they
getting
gotta
divorced
change
because
for
they're
the
not
better.
changing for the better. Do you understand that? They're getting
Oh,
divorced
I
because they're not
understand that
changing for the
completely.
better.
That's why I tell anybody, vet the person you're trying to commit to. Are they,
What are
I
you
mean, think
talking about
about this.
that? You just
If
told me
you're
that
a
people can
man,
change over the years. What are you
if
talking
you're
about
a
that
man and
there?
you're on
You
your
just said they
purpose,
can
and
change. You
if
just
you're a
said that.
man and you're if you're a man and you're on your purpose and on your grind prior to the marriage, that's going to carry over into the marriage. He's going to continue to get better
So
and
I
better
know
and
that
better.
you live in real life and that you understand things that can happen. People can get taken away from their path for various amounts of reasons. It could be a cousin came into their life. It could be something about a job. It could be they got some depression from somewhere, that some unresolved issues. There could be 1,000 reasons for any human being to change. Any human being. So if the human being that you are with at any time stops making you happy to the point that you're depressed, you can leave them. You don't have to stay with them. If that person is
Or
happy,
that's one option. Or if you truly love this person, you would try to work the shit out instead of just
yes,
contemplating divorcing the person.
you probably already did that. That's why you're getting a divorce. You probably already got to that point. You probably already took those steps. That's where you get to the point of the divorce at. You don't just decide one day to get a divorce. You're going to try to work on it. And if it doesn't work after maybe a year, 6 months or a year, if you're going to counseling and it's still not working, you've outgrown each other. It doesn't matter if you vetted them at first.
Outgrown each other.
They could have been
You,
the
you
perfect
you
couple in
sound like Tia
1995.
Mari. Talking about, you sound like Tia Mari talking about she graduated from her marriage. Or outgrew him. What? Who says that? Seriously. To the
Somebody
man
that
that you're
outgrows
supposed to
a person.
marry, you're supposed to love?
So you understand outgrowing when it comes to a man, but you don't understand it when it comes to a woman. So
I
you're
don't understand
stretching.
on either side, honestly.
What are you talking about? You
Who
just
says that?
already did.
That's why I told you, define outgrowing somebody.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you again. So a person can
Fine.
outgrow somebody mentally, spiritually. Somebody could just be, let's just say if I'm with somebody or somebody who's with me and they're growing at a rapid rate and I just can't seem to do it. Let's just say we're married, since you want to talk about marriage. And This person is growing and growing and growing, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting around the house, not doing anything, not cleaning up, not doing anything. In the beginning, I did that. But as I seen you grow and you make more money, I may have became like, oh, he making more money. I ain't got to do this. He could get a maid. He could do this. He could do that. And the man could be looking at me like, yo, this motherfucker done got lazier and lazier and lazier. How much money I made? Now he could talk to me and come and talk to me and say, you know what? I mean, this is putting a damper on our marriage. Like, I understand that I'm making money, but you can't just sit around here and do nothing. Now, he could talk to me for 6 months, right? He could talk to me for 6 months. But after that 6 months, if I don't do nothing, he's going to realize I've outgrown this woman. It doesn't have nothing to do when he met me in 1995. It don't have nothing to do with it. So he can outgrow me. The same.
Well,
Let's just reverse the situation. It could be the same for a woman. So you can outgrow a person. It's not. You can outgrow your friends. Don't you have friends that you might have had in high school, but you see you're an accomplished man, but you have friends in high school, they still
okay.
skinny?
I'm starting to understand what you're saying, because if you're married to a man and he's on his purpose, bringing home money, providing and protecting, and you're gonna sit your lazy ass down and not do your job as a wife, then yeah, he might outgrow you in that regard, because he's being better and you're getting lazier. He's
Exactly.
getting better, you're getting stagnant. That's not good. And I've
Right.
seen that happen before, where the woman feel like she can just sit her ass and do whatever she want while the man go out and do all the work. No, not taking care of the house, not taking care of the kids. She's just neglecting her job as a wife. That does happen.
So that
In that
doesn't
case, the
mean he
man
didn't
should step
choose
out.
right. That
And
doesn't
that
mean
goes
he didn't
both
choose
ways
right or
too.
vet her
If you're
right.
with hold on, that goes both ways too. You're dealing with a man that started out on top of the world, but then when he get with you, he getting lazy, he getting complacent, he's not working as hard. Then yeah, maybe you should walk away. That does happen. I ain't gonna lie, that kind of stuff does happen. I've heard about it. I read stories, seen it happen. So there's some truth to that.
Yes. So it doesn't mean we didn't vet that person. It means they change. It means maybe somebody got some more money in their brain. I don't know. Y'all know money changes people. And they just change. She just
Not all
got
the
lazy.
time.
Well, actually, what money does, money makes you what you already are.
It brings out who you really are.
Right, and really, if you're a person that never had it and you have it, what you're gonna do? You're gonna be spending more, because in your mind, by default, you think if you don't spend now, you're not gonna have this money again.
Yeah, look at all these male rappers showing out and flaunting for people. Yeah.
All right, let me see what someone wrote. It happens, but let me see. It happens, but how often it seems to be, there goes the argument. Yeah. And here, not at the level of what people we are talking about. And one thing Mel Investor wrote about the maid. How is a maid a waste of money? It is, in a way, because usually if you're going to have people like chefs and maids, you need to be racking in no greater than millions of dollars annually a year. If you're like a person that's making 7 figures or 6 figures, like 100, you could probably throw it in there. But really, truly, to have maids and other necessities, those are for people that are actually rich, that's pulling millions of dollars a year. You know, person that's not racking in the millions every year, you should not be having maids, personally. Oh, Black Mind says something. When I get to work, there is no reason to get on this panel because this lady never lets anyone educate her. Yeah. I get it, Black Mind. Yeah.
You can't educate me. That's why I'm not going to be. You can't educate me. You can't.
What
do
you
it.
mean we can't educate you?
Because
Anybody
everything is
that wants to can be
regurgitated.
educated.
Kevin Samuels and all the manosphere. You can't educate me. I've already heard all of this stuff for 4 years. I'm already educated on it.
I've heard it all
He's
too,
not
but I'm
going to get
open
on
to
the
hearing new
panel because,
things.
huh?
I've heard enough too, but I'm open to hearing new things. Education doesn't stop until you're dead and gone.
Well, listen, y'all didn't put out so much content, including Chaos and DOD. I've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know.
I learned a lot. Thanks, Chaos and DOD.
She interprets everyone. Yeah. That's how it is, Black Mind. You know what can you
Yeah,
do?
why don't you come up here and say it to my face? Come
No,
on.
no, no, no.
Hit the link.
Black Mind is not one of them dudes. He ain't playing, so he ain't coming up.
I ain't playing either. Tell her I ain't the one either. I ain't
No,
playing.
no,
Come
no,
on
no,
up here.
no,
Hit the
man.
link.
He's not gonna waste time. Go back and forth. No, he's not gonna do it.
No, he's not going.
No. Trust
You
me.
interrupt everyone. Wow.
Trust me. Don't. I'm
Well, you're not going to interrupt me.
Femi, listen, Femi. For certain content creators, I'm telling you personally, leave it alone. Don't tag him. Don't do none of that stupid shit.
I interrupt people when they get off the subject. I'm going to do it every time. When we stay on subject, I'm not. But if we're talking about one thing and you veer off to the left,
We were
I don't
on
have time for
subject,
that.
but that didn't stop you. Now, did it?
Yeah, it didn't stop you. Yeah, it didn't stop you though.
You want to get your point across? Fine, but let us talk first, then you can speak, and that goes for everybody on these panels.
I mean, I've been interrupted, so I mean, y'all don't have that same sentiment when y'all interrupt me. So I just
because
don't
you interrupted us first.
Right. Okay. Follow my lead.
It depends on how one lives. Wait, let me read this. My melon. All circumstantial. It depends on how one lives, how big the home is, how many children or elders that need taken care of. There are many variables. If that is valuable to the household. Yeah. Well, like I said, most of the time, if women don't really have to work, they'll be normally doing regular domestic stuff like they usually do, if they're not doing it themselves in their own times, their own homes by themselves. Because obviously, as a woman, you want to keep your environment as clean as possible. If you're not doing it on your own accord, I mean, it don't make no sense you have a dude and then you expect the dude to do it. Because usually, how I look at how my mind works, if you're a woman, you can't keep things clean, I can't really deal with you. Because it's going to say a lot of problems to me what it gives off when I come to a very unclean environment. So, and trust me, I've seen some environments that's unkept, and I was very unpleased. But that's just me. And JJ writes something about some Bible verse. I don't know what that is. He's going to have to break that down. If he's putting JJ, you putting Bible verse, it better if you cite the actual verse. If you could squeeze it into the chat room, it'd be better. Because a lot of people here not gonna go through the Bible. So it make it easier. Condense it, brother. Just condense it. And one guy writes, interpreting a tangent is actually staying on topic. Yeah. A maid is only necessary on both of y'all working long hours. Yeah. Other than that, it's wasting money. Yep. And Black Mind writes, man, I am too hot-headed to deal with your hyena ass. I moved to Saudi to get away from what folks are staying here to not deal with Western sisters, allies with white. I'm not doing shouting matches. Yeah.
So you're emotional. You're too hot-headed. You're emotional. So you're emotional like me, a woman. That's what you are. Okay, you can stay your ass in the chat because I'll eat you up. Stay your ass in that chat.
He's not gonna go back and forth because you don't want it with him.
No, he's not. He's not going to go back.
No, you can't sit up there. He doesn't want to argue with you. That makes him a scared little punk. No, we just stop that bullshit mindset.
It's not
no bullshit mindset. Because when
let's say he come up here and start arguing with you,
y'all
now
say the
he's
same
toxic.
thing about me. So when I say it about y'all, it's different. Y'all say the same thing about me when I don't hit the link.
I don't even know you, so I don't know about that.
People call me a coward when I don't hit the link. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me read the next comment. If a woman in different cultures who work and still take care of the home, it's not impossible. Yep.
That's true.
Asian women do it often. Yeah, a lot of racist women.
Asian, Thailand women.
We're not Asian. We're not Thailand. We're American. We're not them.
Yeah, so what's your point? Take a page out of their book.
A lot of Asian men take care of the wife's whole entire family. Their cousins, their uncles, their grandparents. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that. Well, I can't expect y'all to do that because y'all American. So are we dumb?
What the hell that's got to do with that?
Act different? Are we dumb? We know that other cultures act different. Chinese don't
yes, we know
like
that.
the Indians. Indians don't act like the Australians. Are we in elementary school? We don't know this?
Do you realize what you just said?
Mexicans
You're
Mexicans
basically
have a very
you
hard
just
work ethic.
downsized.
Y'all don't.
You said you just downsized the tradition and values of other countries by simply saying, "Oh, we're different. We're American. We
Did I
don't do that."
downsize them or did I say we're different? I didn't see. That's why the
That
dude don't want to
difference
get on the panel because y'all
downsize
not going to
them.
tell me what I said. I just
All
said we're
cultures are
different.
different, but we have to respect those differences, and that's the
Yeah,
problem now.
we
We
can
don't do that
respect them,
enough in
but why do you
America.
keep comparing?
Yeah,
I
you
did not
started this.
disrespect them. Don't put words in my mouth. I said, why are we? You're not like Asian men. You do nothing like Asian men. You do nothing like Mexican men. I've just been around Mexican men
How do you
for a
know
whole
that?
year.
Have you
Because
been to
I've just been
Mexico
around
or
Mexican men
Asia?
for a whole year. You're not doing what Mexican men are doing. You're not. You're
What
not.
are Mexican men doing exactly?
Okay, Auntie had a Mexican men are working very hard. They're taking care of their kids. They're taking care of the household. They
You
don't
think all of
disrespect
them
the
are doing
women.
that?
You're not. What are you talking
No,
about?
he didn't. He
We're-
asked
we're-
question. He asked question. Me, you think all Mexicans do that? All of them.
Okay, so I just lived with Mexicans for a year. I can say the majority of them that I have met are doing that. I haven't met one that wasn't doing that in a year.
But
I haven't
they
met
out
one
there.
that wasn't doing it. The Asian men that I met, I haven't met any Asian men that weren't doing that. I haven't.
So all the men you met that weren't doing those things were all American men, right?
Right, just like y'all just said, black women don't respect hard workers. So I can make this statement just like y'all made it, right?
Not really. Not really.
Why can't I? So y'all can make a general statement that
you
I
know what?
can't.
You know why? Because if you meet other groups of men and you're seeing what they're said alleged doing, we're a small minority, but you come across black men as opposite, that tells you something about you.
So does it say something about you that just said this about the Asian women? Y'all just did the same thing.
Relax.
Yo, you just did the same thing with Asian women.
Hold on.
One at a time.
Don't tell me to hold on.
Hold on. And the reason
just
I
did
say it, hold on. The reason why I say is because you just tell on yourself. That means
oh my God, I'm about to interrupt you again because you're getting off topic. Y'all just said up here and told me about Asian women. Did I say are all Asian women are doing that? Did I say are all Malaysian women are doing that?
One at a time, please. I'm not going to say it again.
It's telling. It's telling. Like me, I could be around certain black men that doing what they have to do. I have no problem. But when it's you saying that you can't find that, tells us something about you. Because last I checked, whoever your circle is who you are. And your circle is pretty weak. That means you deal with the dudes that are what they consider the 20% that these dudes be talking about.
Chaos. What are you talking about, Chaos? What are you talking about? How are you telling me who I deal with, Chaos? So I can say since all you talk about is hood rats, since you just told me that the women you just sat up here and said the women
Let the man talk. Then you can respond.
Mind you, this is what I'm observing. And
Chaos, you just said the women that you dealt with weren't clean. So I'm going to make an assumption that you deal with bottom of the barrel women.
Well, most dudes I find doing what they got to do. If you can't come across it, that's telling about you, Fini. Personally. That's what I'm getting.
How do you know that just means I don't live around black people?
And
I lived in Midtown.
That means in your eyes, unless you see the ones that you seen doing what they want for you, then yeah, I could see why you would make that statement.
Okay, Chaos, you do content every day on ratchet women. So what does that say about you? You do content every day on black women 304. So what does that say about you?
But they will not do it for you.
Quit talking, Chaos. Quit talking.
Because you now
quit talking, Chaos. You make content every day about ratchet women 304. What does that say about you? I'm not gonna get an answer.
That tells me about you, and that's
so. So what does your content tell me about you?
Excuse me. One at a time, please. I want to hear this.
You don't want to answer,
Hustler? Have you heard this? Right? She's
Chaos. I'm going to interrupt.
Yes, I heard what she said.
Tell me about me. What does your content tell you about you?
Enough.
I'm talking to me now.
So you can't answer. Your tongue is tied now. You can't answer my question.
Stop.
You can't answer my question. You won't go on a tangent. Answer my question since you just
one at a time.
What does your content tell me about you?
Stop.
It tells a lot about you than him. So
now, Hustler.
Sir, that didn't make any sense.
You heard that, right?
That didn't make any sense.
You heard that, DOD, right? You heard this, right, DOD? You heard this, Hustler, right?
Yep.
Chaos. So if I'm telling you I seen Asian and Mexican men doing this.
We're not going to go back and forth.
Chaos, don't go back and forth with me. Answer my question since you just made this assumption about
me. So let me go in the chat room. All right, let me see what's wrong.
So he can't answer my question, y'all. because he doesn't want to say what his content says
You
about
didn't
him.
give him a
He's
chance
not
to
gonna
answer the
my
question.
He's
Damn.
gonna be a coward and not answer my question. Since he just made this assumption about me, I'm making an assumption about you. Since the women that you dealt with can't keep their house clean.
I am not moving the goalposts with you. You just answer. You just tell on yourself about
the chaos. What type of women are you dealing with? Since they're not keeping the house clean, just answer the question.
I don't have a problem with the women I deal with personally. To be honest with you, that's you. That's not me.
The chaos, you just said you left them alone because their houses weren't clean. Why can't you be honest, chaos? Why every time I talk to you, you act like this and you wonder why I cut you off?
So I'm not gonna go back and forth with it.
But so you don't want to go back and forth with me because you're assuming the type of niggas that I be around. But you literally just said the women that you with can't keep their house clean.
You cannot track and deal with the man you deal. Cause how easy to find with these men, but when it comes to black man, it's different.
So how come you can't find a nice black woman? Why is all your content about 304 chaos?
Right? You right? You got this right.
Am I right?
Now when you tell me and say these dudes do what they have to do, but when you deal with black men, not that tells you about you. That means the dude.
So what is it telling you about me, chaos? What is it telling you about me?
It's saying that the men you deal with are not productive. That's what that's saying.
I deal with one man, and the man I deal with is productive. I deal with one man.
Thank you.
Do your D knows I deal with one man?
You deal with one man, huh?
Yes.
What kind of man? Is he a good man?
Yes.
He better be.
Yeah, of course.
Do you act like that around him?
I don't know. I want to do.
Oh my God!
What?
Come on. Let me breathe. I gotta breathe. I can't deal with it. I'm gonna get a headache dealing with this. I don't know how y'all guys do this at nighttime when you have people on the panel like this. I barely have.
Yo, that was fun.
No, you're gonna be back. I just gotta breathe. I have to breathe. I gotta breathe. I got to.
She couldn't even answer that question. Like, do you have this around your husband, boyfriend, whatever?
I have to, man. Let me get some water. Hold on.
No, you're gonna need some wine after this.
All right, I'm gonna let you back up, Femi. Y'all guys talk, cause I can't. All right, I got me some water. Let me read the chat. Let me see what's going on. I missed some chats. What is? I'm out here stream cheating. What's that? What I mean? Out here stream cheating. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Let me see what this is. Femi wants us to answer on useless questions with one word answer. This is stereotypical. Yeah. What else? I'm going up. He raised his voice. I hear a point. She raised her voice. I hear screech. Yeah. This is from years of gender war with black men. Don't start. Yeah. What else? Hell, I'm not past that guy's chat because Black Mind, he does content. So I'll try and read his first, and I'm gonna go for everybody else. Hell, African continental women work until they listen to Western sisters. Yeah, you're right. They do. I mean, everybody works. We all know that. And actually, mama, Asian men don't have to support a whole extended family in general. Yeah, I'm not sure where people back when we get this. This is why we don't get outside America. We had to go to the other countries because here in America is different. We are one-sided when we look at other people, but we don't really see them like that, guys and girls. That's why I don't really follow too much the stereotype. Say these people are all great. No, they're not. What made them so great? Because of the image. Do you know they put a false image on black people all day, every day with the media? And people take us as is from what they see on television, but when they put everybody else and we see it, if we look through the internet properly, we don't get that same feeling. You ever notice that? So yeah, I tell you, man, people we gotta get out more. We gotta travel more. I mean, really. All right, let me see what else. Is this time? Yeah, it's not that I hate you personally. Okay, yeah. All right. Let me scroll down. Who wrote this in the chat room? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why Femi didn't change that name. That don't make no sense. You got that master nonsense. But anyway. Let's see. Nah, you men are just dumb, man. I can't answer the question. Yeah, you're asking question with another question for me. It's hard to keep up. What's next? I've been here almost 9 years. Men started the gender war. Women no. Actually, Manifesto, gender war was always here amongst our people. And the only problem is that the men have actually now responded for the last. If I had to say respond critically, I would say for the last maybe 8 years. Normally, we all know Tommy was the more advocate because he's the one that really started a lot of things because he's the one that really put a light on the opposite sex. Let's keep real. And he came out in 2009. So if we look at men actually start responding is in 2009. To be fair and honest. But they see one thing people don't understand, there are a lot of media outlets that really been shitting on black men for decades. And I never really pay attention to someone show me the shows, what are some of the shows, and it's proven, even the movies, it's proven evident that yeah, it is big business to talk bad about black men and put them in a negative light. Hell, they just had the Color Purple musical today. Y'all aware of this? This came out today.
A musical? Wow.
Yeah, this says a movie, but it's a musical. But it lets you know what I'm saying. Why are they revamping movies that, as problematic that movie was, 30-something years later?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe is I guess it's again so much of a cult following that they had to do it. Ain't the first remake that they've done. Shit.
No, it's not disingenuous, Mel Invest, because you don't pay attention because you don't see outlets being critiquing women until men start to voice more on the internet. And how I know because I've been listening more Crucial for the last, I would say, 4 to 5 years. But back then, there was not really a space for men to vent and really talk about really honest about the opposite sex. The only thing what Kevin did is he was a bigger voice because he used his platform and also show his face to really put out what was already been said for a lot of men, not only barbershops, but also sectors of YouTube and social media for years. That's why when he speak the way he did and really focus attention from men to women, and y'all know he focused attention to men and women because you can go back to some of his old videos that they're still up from the men. I mean, he was ruthless with the men. Yes, because that's the only thing women pay attention to. They only pay attention in regards to good and beautiful things. And if it's talking about man, someone will tell you that that's what they can relate to. So yes, unfortunately. But other than that, you know, it is what it is. You know, a lot of Will Fizz said men have causes and women's. No, there's no ending no gender war. Matter of fact, they said the war is already over already, which okay. But let's be honest. You know, in war, most people can't feel comfortable in peace. That's the whole purpose of war. You go to war and then hope that you want to go into war and continue war. Because war, how I look at it, is profitable. Personally, how I see it. If it was not profitable, you don't see people invest more time in it. Oh, DOD drop? Okay. Someone wrote here, who's this? Soraya husband is black and she has German and Turkish friends with black American husbands too. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. Okay. All right. And she talks about, and I'm talking about when Ron Will's ARC is so immortal, were the popular voice of the even Sarge. You know, with Sarge Will P, it's interesting to mention him. I'm not sure if he's been doing content a long time because I've heard about him in the last few months. I did follow his channel a little bit. There's some good things he said. I look at his brother that's, you know, he's more pro-black than anything else. You know, he'll talk about women to a degree, but, you know, he's more of the guy that falls more on the pro-black side. Manifesto it's to in the case pay attention to. Okay. All right. I've been doing content for like 10 years. You do content on YouTube, Manifesto? I don't see you sure you do content on YouTube? Let me check your channel. Manifesto, kind of do content. Let me check that. I'm gonna look at your channel. Hold on. Let me refresh this. I know you do content for 10 years. That's some new information. Let me check. Let me check right now. I'm gonna check some right now. All right, I'm gonna check right now. Yeah, there's no videos, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, Melvin. It look like you don't do content. Maybe you probably do it on Facebook, maybe, but YouTube's a little different. No, Search with P is not me, Pete. Okay, you're talking about Search with P. Okay, wow, you need to go back and listen. Yeah, and then put back the support donation again. Make sure you guys support the channel. You know it is. You know, I might call out whoever support during or after the end of the stream. Let me see. I put it back here. I'm not gonna post it back here. Oh wait, is this it? Okay. That's my good moderator, Melon Vessel, as you know, the sweet moderator. I hope you guys getting a little entertained. Did I ask you this question, Hustler? I should ask DOD, but you know, I think he knows the answer to that. Hustler, to reiterate the question in regards to single women keep other women single, do you think that they're Simone Bias and Jonathan Owens, or actually Mrs. and Mrs. Owens, that you know there's really red flags and that he should be getting divorced by his wife? You think that should be the pre-course since he does not, you know, I guess worship his wife enough? That's a question.
Worship his wife enough? No man has any business trying to worship a woman. That's how women lose respect for men. They worship, put them on a damn pedestal.
Okay.
And I think by saying that, you know, men are the catch, he's first of all showing that he's not going to bow down to any woman, no matter how pretty she is. And he values himself over anything. And second of all, he's kind of speaking of fact, because who has the resources? The men do. So that would kind of in a sense make us the prize.
Okay.
But I guess it's all a matter of opinion. Some people say women are the prize because they got something that we as men want, but all it is just sexual satisfaction, nothing we ain't seen or had before. A companionship.
Yeah. I mean, sex is important, but it does not hold in the long run. You get me?
Yeah.
And I think most women don't really understand that a man could have as much sex possible, you know, depending on where he is mentally and state of mind as a man. But it's gonna take more. You get me? And sometimes some men are being honest what they want out of these relationships. Can we be honest? I think women know it, but they're not willing to give or reciprocate. And that's one of the biggest issues that you see the complaint throughout social media and internet when it comes to men and women, especially with the men dealing with women here, you know. So Black Mind writes, Sergeant Willie Pete said Jay Majors should have had him a sister if he was into not misrepresenting out people. It wasn't an option. Sisters were too busy saying he had slave features. Yeah, that's something that was new to me. The slave feature part kind of got me, but you know, like I said, that's a form of, you know, geneticism, colorism in a way. But what do I know? You know, but like I said, he made his decision. The only thing what Jonathan Majors has to do moving forward is he's going to have to find ways to get himself right again, and it's going to take a while. I think his money's pretty much down the hole. It's tarnished at this point from making really exceptional money. But in regards as an actor, I think he has a chance to still make money in that field. He won't make as much as he going to make now because, you know, he was at a high ceiling, you know. And because of that, you know, what has happened, it kind of demolished his career. But I think he'll rebound. I think he'll be fine. Not sure what lies Jonathan Majors in 2024. I think if everything plays right, they'll let him do a few weeks or something. I don't think they're going to let him do time in jail. If they really put him in jail, personally, this is me. I think they're sending a message. And this is how I look at it. If Jonathan does do time in jail, once he come out, he better make a decision to leave New York, move out of New York permanently. Get away from the state. The state's not for you. Get away from that state. New York's too corrupted, in my opinion. Too corrupted. I have been calling all kinds of sellouts for calling out stereotypical behaviors, but those who said he had slave features were never canceled. Yeah, I mean, but you gotta understand Black mind. And let me take down this because I'm gonna read more. You gotta understand Black mind. And I think Femi's not there, so let me lower her down. If she wants I think personally,
I guess she ain't coming back.
if any woman says that dumb stuff, it tells you they know what they really want, and they want someone that's non-black. I mean, they want no one that's not black. They look for a non-black person to copulate and have some that erase and remove their black features and black genetics permanently, in my opinion. So, all right, I think that's it. In other words, Hustler.
Yeah, very entertaining stream as always. Keep doing your thing. Hope that crazy woman learned something from the three of us. Yeah, the other brother was up here.
Wait, I hear backgrounders. Yeah.
Oh, that's my computer. My bad.
All right, we'll see. I mean, Femi from the chat, she's always, out there, poking, chatting. We love you, Femi. You know what I'm saying? We don't mind you come up here and ask us 21 questions. We answer 1 of 5 questions, and then you want to add 5 more questions. It's all good, sweetie. We love it. You know what I'm saying?
Just be respectable about it, okay? She had me dying.
What's good, brother love? How you doing, brother love? I'm not sure if you missed a lot out of it. All right, we'll talk again soon. All right, Hustler.
All right, take care, man.
All right, good. All right, that's it. This was a lengthy stream. Y'all guys missed a lot. Not sure what I'm gonna do with the stream. I'm thinking. Let me see who donate to the channel. Depending who donate to the channel, I'll decide what I do with this wonderful stream. Let's look. Only one contributor tonight to the stream, and the contributor for tonight's stream is Mr. Reed with the $10 Cash App. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I appreciate it. I truly appreciate it for your donation. I want to have it any other way. I mean, it might be replayed. We'll see. I'm still contemplating if I should. I'm still contemplating. You never know. I would say this. It would be wise for people, if you're not a member to the channel, I would highly advise become a member of this channel. There might be a point some of these streams might be for members only. Or I might move them somewhere else. I don't know. You would not know if you didn't catch the stream from the beginning. Just saying. I mean, I'm not making guarantees here, but we shall see. And another thing that came to my mind, if y'all noticed Jonathan Majors and Jonathan Owens, they have the first 2 names, same names. Have y'all noticed that? I've noticed it. And it's ironic, 2 person named Jonathan is having problems. One, black women want Simone to divorce him because he doesn't hold her in high esteem and priorities. But we see them in pictures. Hell, we see her all hug and lovey-dovey of this man. And I think to me, what I look at it as a form of jealousy and envy, because there's too many butthurt women out here that really sabotage other women's relationship if they're happy. They will never do this if they're in a relationship with non-black men. Have y'all noticed this? I've noticed as a man, it comes when we're not dealing with each other and we deal with other races of men, as they deal with other races of people. Sorry. You don't see this argument, this back and forth. But when we deal with each other in relationships, there's a problem, especially when it comes to women. I find it very interesting. Very interesting. But that's me outside looking in, personally. That's how I see it. But, you know, like I said, people are people at the end of the day. What else? Oh, one thing I will say in regards to the one, Mr. Omar Johnson. And I'm probably gonna go here because y'all not gonna catch this replay of this length of this stream. I'm gonna say this. When Omar Johnson talking about where the money's going if you're dating out as a black man, I look at overall as America, where black people are a small population and everybody else is non-black. You dating out, right? You're a man dating out with a non-black woman, or you a black woman dating out with a non-black man. You're not keeping no wealth amongst nobody. I mean, people don't understand how wealth really works. Wealth works during intergenerational, generation after generation. The white people you deal with that got it are not in the business giving you wealth. For those that's not really getting this through their thick cranium, right? You a man that's dealing with a non-black woman, or a woman dealing with a non-black man. You're not getting no wealth from these people. How I know? Because they structure a system to make it possible that you don't pass down nothing. Hell, the system they put in place make it hard for you to keep your monies in your pocket and keep certain things of a significance in your communities. So if they're fighting to keep what you have already working for them and the communities that they put you in, that tells me default you're not supposed to have wealth in America. And if you're dealing with these race people, if you're a black woman dealing with white men, you're not having no wealth either. And how I could prove this, think about this. What happens to your children that is mixed from this union? What they do after you are black and this person white? Are they going to go to white people and procreate more into them? Or are they going to find somebody black? We don't look at the long-term implications. That's why your good Dr. Omar Johnson will not go out and tell and give that same energy to black women. He does this because women, at the end of the day, are the ones right now have control of the children. And that's his end game. If I get the women so that I can get these kids, that's all that matters. I'm going to tell her any and everything. I'm not going to even chastise her if I even feel like I should. Because I need not only your eyeballs, but I need your money and your children. That's how Omar looks at it. But in regards to this so-called black wealth, or you're a black man, you're dealing with non-black women, you're giving away your wealth. It also applies to the other side. Regardless, they think it's not. It is. Because one thing is evident, your children that comes out at you, they're not going to be black. They're going to go down, water down more and more, and you're going to start where you begin with. So miss me with that bullshit about any wealth dealing with other races of people. Black people are a small percent of this country. If we were like 50%, we could have this conversation. We're not even a quarter of the population, this percentage of this country. And we're talking about saying, where the money's going to go if we date out. It's not going nowhere but to white hands and white pockets. That is all. I hope this was helpful. Thank y'all for watching today's stream. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in, on your way out. And, leave a comment. And depending how the stream does, all I'm going to say is, like I said, if you're not a member to the channel, you're fooling yourself. And other than that, thank you for watching for today's stream. Until next time, let us rain.